Good evening, Akwaba. Jasu Jumedi ne yamo Akwaba so eba despite media. Okay, 101.7 FM. So if I'm a lady, nene very interesting take. And I'll bet it. Ewo wasum. Time Sam Akwaba. Good evening and welcome to Jasu Jumedi. Ewo live on okay 101.7 FM. Yani anum High Live Radio for Ena apart 90 High Live Radio PK live. Naspa Radio PK live or UK. Adam Papa Media PK live. Ewo Belgium ne France. Paris. Samsung is our live so will Migachu FM, will cook to me King's Jersey Radio, New Jersey Abrochimemuti. Good evening, good afternoon, and come more UK, so good evening, and come on then across Europe, you know, so good evening. Now the showdown now air cost of Parliament, again, one issue so I was here come some any as a President Mama 60 ministers cap one. Or the tone hosono affecting Gofo because even the founder of NDC, Jerry Rollins, Neba Zeneto Krawenya Neba Zeneto Wenya position. This is serious. Yeah, I was here can't want them that actually but so far, or more when positioning now the Obo say the caliber of people that have been selected. Lesson my party supporters no mu didi atem de bia no munyina mo anya bio when ye was school na dey sports no ye show school team and first your house no blue house green house ni ade no ye show dey say we shall score you, we shall put pepper in your into full soldier na mudi atem throughout the election season na mo full start them didi na dey appointment so Suli ya na Mahama yimu no Mahama is sending a message to all of you say the qualification any edi adwuma and yet him did it. So because where did you attempt over to you, Jolate? For the next 4 years, they did attempt unya position because your qualification and what him did it. Would you attempt online on air everywhere, baby, social media? You will not get the appointment. That's the message that Mahama is sending. Omo would you attempt now? Look at Mahama selection squad no. Omo would you attempt no? Why in the womb? Bedi ma ya de ma ho po. Remember who just say very crass, uncouth language, uncivilized language. How many of those people got appointments in Mahama's government? It's a clear message that President Mahama sending on your bia or did you the highest level you can attain, and it's a you will not get appointment into President Mahama's government. That is the message that he's sending. For the rest of your life. Contract ya wa jama and so Mahama will not appoint you. He will neither put you on a board, he will not put you on, he will not give you a ministerial appointment, even a deputy ministerial appointment, presidential staff appointment. President Mahama will not give you that appointment. He will not even consider you because Omwa banning now not say the graphic kind no. And for CV go President Mahama. So what is your CV? What will be also the qualification or the way we are saying say or CV, PhD, master's or degree in atemdidieda. Now it doesn't work that way. Now I'm catch and say I'm the opposition campaign humano and yeah one year the managing governance so it's completely different. It's completely different. Nimdiano idea campaign and that is why you must to borrow a speaker, right? Honorable Speaker Abambabe word, you must transmogrify yourself. Say yeah campaign now your campaign Libya. I won't say yeah campaign so school because they prove that yeah qualification yeah the waiting committee name. Look at from Okudeta Blackwa to Sam George to energy minister to Dr. Ato Forcing. How many people have come empty-handed? No, they've all gone there with positions. Watch them your qualification say Matana Parliament, my Juma on select committee way. I have knowledge. So which is Akando? Akando now is health minister. Akando, a health minister. First time I mean Akando. I mean invite Akando Brakra in your program. Michelle Akando, NDC Congress, Tamale. I was covering the NDC Congress in Tamale. NDC Congress, I been up a paget. And yeah, national executive election was Tamale. And Yakopo Shayera, Honorable Kuntu Blancy. Now you room, many a call by the senior, the Honorable Kuntu Blancy, they give you up rooms. And on the mind. Because you do Tamale, now most of the hotels have been booked. But Akando, that was the Congress that I met Akando. Akando, oh, if you they be able from me was saying that's a major regional politics too much. I'm also mama member. And then Akando is health minister. Or call on what will the qualification or neighbor. And again, experience. You can't experience obviously and experience here. Before NBC power, he was on the committee, health committee. Covered by in Akando and I know scrutinize Sputnik a contract about vaccinations near the he was on the committee. Experience I was building during the time of serving on the health committee and then no the health minister no. And you have to be there. Until that now your John. Ya ought to say be horse. Ya ought to say ponko. Ya ought to say cramine. Yeah, the Ahmase Oko. What the other take the atom. You are only qualified to insult. Who in your position? Me say my president Mama is sending a very clear message that he will only use qualified people in his government because 4 years now, even if any say yes, a constitution, President Mama Benya 8 years. His aim is to leave a legacy. His name is to leave a legacy. And yes, sir, who believe the attempt. So you can't be a minister when you're insulting people. Even on posting controversial comments, do vetting committee, also the head. Well, I was I don't know about NBC, MPP, majority and minority clash in Nakobano. Because we can send me now himself the opposition exuberance, opposition vim. Now they can afford do appointment committee near question what. So now the democracy in here because America, US Senate, Congress, first a hearing for ministers. She said they are grilling Kopona. And you're gonna level no. Ghana, Nipana appointee na another nominee na yafano no. Or quite not him funny one supporters America. They have civil activists. Or demonstration. Question now, Busano be at you are not qualified. Yes, press it is allowed because constitution, freedom of expression. People can protest your appointment. But again, on President Mahama nomination here, they have me say, or qualified when this baby brother way. Busa Shanti regional caucus of NDC. Yamin. Campaign you buy NDC winning here. Yami ya kwachi gold airport. Oh, yami oh. Position by Yacheni be. Yamani be. And the President Mahama first governor na yami wo position or deputy minister sports. And yami and yebi. Yamoni be. What we need wo baby? No. They don't call him. They don't call him. Broja Demfi, NDC wo position. One of the hard working guys. NDC caucus no sue MPP for or there and the project if you cry Monday. Me say the founder of NDC. How did the moja signing NDC manifesto? How not take progressive alliance neba as a neto. And for that matter, neba bakopa or no when you could say I will do politics and take over my father's legacy. Zeneto brought the men now be in 1 month didn't want to politics. Zeneto openly or say oh yeah politics as from name. I MP. And then you said 1-time MP. She said 2-time or I think 3-time, 2-time MP, 2-time medical doctor when your appointment. I swear, my mama go for show was swerving go you go for Suliyama. What money you? Zeneto cry nebi. Yera Samosapo Operation Vanguard. Galamse Operation NDC for the start here. Samosapo no ya Ashanti became a boss. He became I think Ashanti regional minister. Samosapo. Yamoni di, Yamfano, Yamoni di. There are people in NDC, ABF Husseini, former editor of graphic, ABF Husseini, Obebu better say papa not say experienced journalist, good communicator, he knows his craft. He has the experience. Over here, ABF Husseini, Yamoni di. I'm going to use Govosuli because he wants new crop of people. He wants new people. People who can deliver and his own wisdom no or not the pay and the way you know the genie this way they can deliver because you see you can be qualified but if the president thinks that only you can deliver he will not appoint you and the president is not obliged to appoint you. The president selects his team as a coach Moreno tells you not selecting ATM money idea. It was at his whims and caprices because when himself coach no experience when he made man and a fan. And the coach has the right to select his team. You can only hire a Black Stars a good team no. You go Black Stars near them because coach they bear the selection there be. GF the phone call for do a money ways and means. The players that they are sponsoring, they are promoting for which team, but President game and I say, after all, he has been president before. President Mama has all the experience in the world. He has been president before, so I'm not the team of and obey. And that shows you the selection now all year. And this is why there's a clash and a showdown or minority and majority. In fact, showdown because with the speakers order say and suspending for and people calling the speaker to speaker's attention say, Speaker, who need to me suspension? Speaker, who need to me other sanctions? You are going beyond your powers. Speaker, and say, well, other clerk and say report to the police. This is a criminal issue. Because I could say any man and you're causing damage. It's a criminal issue or at 29, Ghana a criminal act to them. And what more handle will be said will be holding will be that assault. Assault. Threat. You better to the extent that the people are say, but I say table, I say, train, the family, the family, the boss. Or the boss man, or squeezing the boss. That is the assault. That is assault. Offensive conduct, breach of public peace. They can all be charged. And you see, people want to make it look like, oh, a minority. If you say I won't say a majority, you are all guilty. Because grown men do not behave like that. And you are not of the same standard as young Ghana for Nayakan. What do you ever say young Ghana for Nayakan cry a tibon Kosovo? You are people who have put yourself up for a year for election. And indeed, people have elected you into office. And indeed, more Baba GS Gracia. I don't straight now. Aka quest na munjibi. Ne yade monkwano to pedestal to say there be mo dia mo bro yeso. Mo dia mo sefata. Mo dia mo monyansa no ko animu. Mo dia mo nti say ye no ma mo wie adwuma kra mbotimi aba beton ade wo nche no. Enti yemfa mo to S Gracia. So it means that already we have elevated you people. Na mo asamaba. Dia nkoa na mo to be in control. Dia nkoa na because I mean the truth of the matter and I was say kind of correct. Then no cry na say reaction the NDC and MPP majority and minority now they are guilty, but to some extent no the minority had a case say yeah vetting sa kosi anado 10 emume yampon na yankoda na de eche yemetoa so and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Say I was saying government business cost why government business because so but government business cannot cost so at the expense of nipa na omoto ono so health and again at the expense of quality of vetting. Because the reason why Rollins more year constitution, or a friend any shame, no, vetting shame, no, was to be check and balances. They do checks and balances. We want to do the same checks and balances. So what I say? We have to do the same checks and balances. It's checks and balances now. The president to cry, minister now. My parliament to so and so and carry here. Even justice across Supreme Court, carry on my answer. Yes, to do answer. So what I say? What? Nothing I do a question on my fast track. No, it means that we are not getting quality because that's a reason why I take vetting committee and we must get value for money. That's a reason why I take vetting committee. No, it's only my more video way to be say if you're not coming for say. Good evening. I thought the health minister is supposed to be a doctor. No, I also be a health minister. Be also a doctor. There be. In the past, we've had health ministers or medical doctors, and they've done fantastic work. We've also had health ministers. Now, doctors almost Adukufo is a classic example. Here, Adukufo a doctor. Okoye Juma with defense ministry under President Kufuor. He was one of the best defense ministers in Ghana. If you ask me, he was better than Yera Nitiwo. But he was a medical doctor. But his best performance was rather at the defense ministry, not at the health ministry. And yet by force, he before be health minister. I say, oh yeah, medical doctor. In fact, Nanadu Koye, one of the health ministers, I'm saying, Doma Empino. Doma Empino, me finishing. They are Okonya COVID now say only COVID. No, I'm a friend. A big issue. Oh no, so accountant, only medical doctor, but he was health minister. It's by for the president select at his will, at his pleasure, at his will, at his pleasure. What at the end, and a president by Kojo Asempa, a furniture way. So I'm enjoying the show from Kumasi Adum. Thank you so much, Brakojo. So we'll hear from Alexander. In fact, more Amubusa for immigration. We'll come back to immigration on Wednesday. On Wednesday, student visitors. No, people had questions, so we'll come back to that issue on Wednesday so that we can all answer more questions in there, because still your issue. In fact, I'm not paying Donald Trump. Sorry, USAID because if I tell you a Juma USAID for your Ghana and the funding opportunities right down from health to training of media people, and yet at the Ketwa, and so Donald Trump to a chum or the Omunina Coast State Department. Now, what third world countries near Bebre, because a lot of the funding, you know, USAID, yeah, Juba de Buana, yeah, Africa for the benefits, and Ghana, I can attest to USAID for projects. Over my career, you know, I've had good training in the media space because of USAID. For more funding training, from here cover elections to here cover health issues, here cover reproductive health. Yeah, come and I know ye elite, and I know ye no, and I know elite, and I know what a Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, all the things, abortion protocols, and then they are USAID for them. And to say Donald Trump with you, ya bebre Ghana pa. Say be ane boy nyina koso abroach and Ghana inflation. You say about for my baby 23. It was coming down from the third quarter of last year, and you drop it. Say about baby 23. It's good news. Inflation is going up, and you ane boy koso because Donald Trump Mexico ni Canada for ni ade akui ye ne bebre Sunday we could go to ade be say nema be for $75 so no na money BP ono so oto abama Donald Trump enti me hu nema na aha say ni onipa no say e ko wani o sister o dege no o sister ya Donald Trump o dege no say eh the odi on call for pam Ghana for ni awo nyo say da bi nya Ghana for ni target ye go for no madi bone no any Donald Trump target John the dege no ono the tax breaks ni ade a Donald Trump dey money ade nti ofili Donald Trump still eduane bo kosoro but still was o dege no Donald Trump see DI and America nya yeso mi kuro still la o dege Donald Trump enti Trump the body say omo ti jai sa no ma sem tie omo ti jai enti ya be Parliament again Benjamin will say Mima, good evening, pa. You are my lady. But I'm saying now we'll about a first issue, no, immigration issue. No? So we'll go back to it on Wednesday. The immigration lawyers and ICE officers in Bibeba, they will come and explain why no more children. But everybody should calm down. What I say? Everybody should calm down because any idea bet you your money. We are number one on the list. Only a money about me and Musa. And so at least you find your level. I brought you will see if you are in fact minister for all customer trekking conform. The net on ABA Husseini, Alaji Sorogo, yes, Alaji Sorogo, and Casanto campaign no Medina MP. He was the chairman of the energy committee under NDC. Alaji Sorogo, Yano Society, the man here, and Yano so asem. Ebeba pa yasem iti ajima menu yes ajima menu na health minister under President Kufuor under President Kufuor he was finance Kufuor do buy no dey call health so what as your accountant and so obedi health minister enti no Emmanuel Mawuli Osibim I like your show Emmanuel thank you so much we appreciate you Michael Amwa UK Michael so or share UK Michael we appreciate you too. Now, keep the fire up, keep the fire burning. Yes, yeah, that's. I don't know why I'm conforming expressing your opinion now. Now I'm conforming feeling say you have every right not to agree with me. Me say minority in majority for class. What share ya Ricketts here NDC under President Mahama first time no buying. Not honorable Ricketts, minister. Ricketts no that. There are pictures and videos of Honorable Ricketts. 10 o'clock, he was sleeping. Because maybe Honorable Ricketts or a few health conditions, maybe Papa 68 no we. And this 60 near the onion, 30, 40, will be penny. Or more conditions, baby. Also, no more if you are diabetes, all channel na the sugar level drop it. I was so onye BBD. It's 10 o'clock in the drew on a betting no still. Mo see any 2, 3, 4 and cost. Omoka say no. Mama ya fan the next day. Really no. Between day 1 and day 2, and you I don't see why such a matter. Between minority and majority, moon to mean come as why? And moon to mean control to the extent that they be a mob MPs. Amaya said secondary school for a mob bubu tables. You call secondary school for entertainment to cry your mubu tables. So entertainment, your mubu tables. The whole members of parliament. Munam BBC, videos nam CNN, Al Jazeera. They are Ghana for not that you are fighting for the common people of Ghana, not that you are fighting CNES gas and fuel, not that you are fighting entity taxes, so not that you are fighting that any money you are fighting over the vetting. Mobu tables, mobu tables. Seriously, never done a cracker students. Ekofa kotokro I know I'm more than bu juniors are. I'm more than booking before I was saying another month. I said, what am I saying? If a whole bunch of MPs, grown men, mobile to who you never full gray hair, you can be sent into the gutters and move bubu tables. No, be a question table like Sunday the family boss who squeeze. Oh, it's a shame. MPs who are in the video must be ashamed of themselves. All of you, where this is you should come out and apologize. You must all be, but look at what we have turned the thing into. Say, Adani competition. Adani minority, majority competition. Everybody wants to be right. Into where your press conference. Where's your press conference? Where's your man Uncle Showdown? Where's your man Uncle Showdown? Say we've moved away from the credible issues of safeguarding the people, the interest of the people. See, I better say, Oman for the interest will override any political interest that NDC or MPP may have. Now it has become the interest of NDC and MPP. How did we get here? And how long should we be stuck in this NDC MPP nonsense? How long? It's sad that there's so much pressure on NDC Abaya President Mama to deliver. And he has a short time to deliver, 1 term. The TA any constitutional amendment and a Supreme Court interpretation, maybe 2 years maximum. And you are wasting time. And for money, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. Oh, this is waste of time. This is waste of time. Maybe I have a time moment but let me show you what this speaker can. But they come
because of ICT, everything is on the internet. People should go and check 1997, the J.H. Mensah vetting, minority leader. They should go to Abangbabin, and there I want to stay there for a while. Honorable Abangbabin, MP for Nabdole Kaliu, and minority leader, as he then was, grilled Kufuor's nominees for hours. Not a single nominee was spared. In my case, I've only been doing just a few of them. It's not every vetting that I participate. Sometimes I sit in my office and watch. Some of the people, we don't even ask them any questions. The few that we are taking them on, they cannot take it. They should go and check the records of their own minority leader, 2001 and 2005. They should go and watch it. The impatient, intolerant NDC. They will never tolerate the things they do to people. They can't even stand a minute of that, those. And then, they should also go and check the vetting of Harun Idrisu and Muntaka. These were 2 strong men who tackled our nominees. They should go and watch. They spent hours. Harun Idrisu spent hours on our nominees. Muntaka had unlimited questions. Muntaka was a deputy ranking. In my case, Mama Pat, my deputy, who is a deputy ranking, is given only 3 questions. The maximum she goes is 5. I invite the NDC aggressors, the intolerant foot soldiers, the intolerant extremists of the NDC who are attacking me and attacking our caucus, to go and check Muntaka Mubarak. who was even a deputy ranking. The unlimited number of questions that he had, showing videos and all. Their own darling boy Ablakwa, the unlimited opportunity he had, scrutinizing CVs. Today, when his CV is being scrutinized, he says he's a tenant. 15,000 Ghana cedis is all he did. No. Please, colleagues, wait. 15,000 cedis is what he disclosed as his regular income. And he said to the whole public that all he earns is what he gets from Parliament, 15,000 Ghana cedis. He doesn't do any other work. Yet he's able to afford airport hills for 8 years. Every month he pays. I leave it to the jury out there.
This is it. This is the clash between the majority and the minority. And to be fair, Abrochena Ecosia democracy no. Obviously, to be vetting Pabako for 3 hours, but America more vetting for more than 3 hours. For more, in fact, there's one nominee and Trump nominees in the back for national security also. 3 days. 3 days. So obviously questions being irrelevant. It's not up to you to determine what is relevant in questioning. Peace now because on committee or so any information could have only be a Japan and Nanado or Bar first or appointed a Japan as energy minister. So in the Busan question about Bank of New York now no no. I didn't know him because what's why you Bank of New York now you are found as energy minister. So he has to ask you what is the relevance because your bank you money energy. And why is it why you do bank in America? It makes you qualified to be an energy minister. There's no correlation. There's no relationship between bank and energy. And Suini grilled him. In fact, Suini crack a police document by him on say, Bank of New York. No. There was an issue my bank no. He brought it. Into which question is relevant and which question is irrelevant? Very subjective. Because school no be busa 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is saying. The question may seem irrelevant to you, but to opinion of a sort checking or responsiveness, of a sort checking IQ level, of a sort checking maybe how fast your brain can memorize, and answer how fast your brain can do algorithm. But relevance there, before we start jumping to the issue of relevance. But when you know a minority, embedded in the minority is a fear. I mean, what say a politics no more because as genuine as Yera Afenomark so Casano, you can also not take away from them say a politics no more. Look at press conference. Yera Afenomark here. It's a strictly parliamentary issue. And the chairman General Secretary this is a parliamentary issue. It should not be partisan. What I say, it should strictly be a parliamentary issue. But Afenomark the press conference or party chairman General Secretary General, so are they not political? We are no longer seeking the interest of Ghana. They say they not be political points in a score. NDC for you, movie. NDC for look at the examples he's giving. As much as I agree, say yes, in fact, I'm vetting. Go come back to before time. I'm vetting. It was pushed. In fact, about America. Yes, Dr. Richard Anani. So uncle conference or America. Or call anyone could be a Bia or baby. I ask you, Gumamo, and you more bano America. Simple. Yet, Ghana near the Bruni Bana Betty. So near Chiamanica, the same issue that Honorable Fenomaki is raising against a friend saying a black one. The same issues. Raymond Atta at the time, Raymond Atta can NBC or our team no. Raymond Atta broke the story in Chronicle. I said Dr. Richard and who pay a fair Ghana as a minister. But not or send this Sikakoma or Bana when you know American Brunino and the when we ask Anani, cover account details, Raymond Atta and you know the buyer. And I say, any pay because the pay no Niska will buy any enough before and a FM Colano. A Brunina or American. You see, politicians can lie because science are entirely accurate. Because I will not want every Colano. Dear Papa now, your mom, because politician being one and for ever had a back free without any bargaining. But I see Ghana no yen scrutinizing the man quite and I sometimes I'm here generating way in history. And today we take things in isolation. This is also political. As much as a minority majority, it is also political. NPP is playing politics. NBC is playing politics. NBC for say you're winning about one overwhelmingly. And to the BI showdown. Because I guess some judge answers now my end, even beyond some judge answers, and there are questions that we must ask. Because also we should scrutinize. We should scrutinize ethically, you know. Or spouse, yeah, we as a judge standard. So because of bribe or the before so. And you must not do something. Yeah, unethical. And you must equally not somebody who's related to you. Say your back, your spouse, or and and the question that was Ghana for just say, yeah, I don't know, some say low IQ. He's trend. Oh, yes, every woman should be like that. Who told you that? There are questions that must be asked. We've allowed that to go. Adana politics. Everything has become political. NDC voting in our support. Yeah, man, or minister. It has never happened in the history of Ghana. Say, yeah, scrutinize it and conform. The idea where, of course, me and my cover parliamentary issues are checked. Next year, at the end of the day, Omunyina film. It ain't what Ghana here. Okuja to black way here vetting. Okay, say under NPP, a Jaco vetting. You're a Jaco chairman when he was going before the appointment committee as energy minister. You're a Yarega. Catch say, yeah, teacher envelopes among Kofa bribing Kofa so that they can approve a EFS, a Jaco chairman. I remember. Committee or parliament. Committee here, almost evidence. So the speaker moved a EFS Yarega to apologize to parliament because of my evidence. After apologizing, he said what he said. He stands by himself, what he said. But yes, we are on patcho. This is politics. Obia person score political points. Never intended to solve the problem of Ghana for the yes score political points. It's sad. And because he ensure history, you know, we don't see the history keeps repeating itself between NDC and MPP. No more Jimmy, yes, every day we will go and come back to the same thing. Again, let me play you this video.
Also careful in how to approach it. We want to be sure exactly what Mr. Speaker meant. But in substance, he's taking actions that have affected the rights of our colleagues in Parliament. And we believe that the right thing to do is to grant these affected members hearing. We have also taken the matter up. We have escalated the matter to our party level. MPP Minority Caucus is a wing of the MPP in Parliament. So we have also communicated this matter to party headquarters. The national chairman, the general secretary, and the national executives have become aware of this, and they take the matter seriously. They are not taking it lightly at all. They believe that the diplomatic channels must remain open. But we want to say this with emphasis. This mighty few, this happy few, will not allow itself to be intimidated. We will never surrender to any intimidation.
Oh. Again, you can see elements of the politics, intimidation tactics. Who is intimidating who? Who is intimidating who? But let me take you to the speaker.
Let there be no doubt. Parliament's credibility has been seriously undermined. And urgent punitive action has to be taken, since this was done contemptuous parliamentary in facio parliamentary. Consequently, the following members are suspended from the sittings of Parliament for 2 weeks from today. You want me to repeat it? You want the Latin part? Their actions the honorable member is so keen in listening to the Latin phrase. I'm not sure he's studying law, but it's not even known to Dr. Amwa. What I said is this: let there be no doubt Parliament's credibility has been seriously undermined. An urgent punitive action has to be taken. Since this was done, contemptus parliamenti in facio parlamenti. Consequently, the following members are suspended from the sittings of Parliament for 2 weeks from today. They are 1 and 2, the 2 chief whips, in the persons of Mr. Roxon Nelson Eche, Kwame Dafiamapo, and Mr. Frank Ano Dompre. 3, Mr. Alasan Suleimana Tampuli. And 4, Mr. Jerry Ahmed Shaib. I further direct the clerk to Parliament to formally lodge a complaint with the Ghana Police Service to conduct a full criminal investigation into the matter for appropriate action.
It is Speaker, no. The Speaker has officially spoken and said the Speaker.
I further direct.
Okay, said the Speaker can also no direct to say. Omo fa asem no come police for na police for nkasa any investigation. So it's a showdown. And the MPs are more gidi no. Now you cannot even go to the committee. Say I suspend them. And the technical has a committee na duma no. And you have to see no. Because if you people are the ones that are quality questions now you people will not be at the committee. What job have you done? You have succeeded in undermining the very committee, the very Parliament. Now I swear oath to protect and by extension protect Ghana for your interest. Why undermining a committee? Why undermining Ghana for no? Why undermining Yenina and the Akoya not by just because of politics? Why they winning? Why they losing? Why not? Obe show, obe man for showdown. And like how people are saying, Christian and Ponsa say, NDC for question for after 3 days. Into Muslim baby, I don't understand where the justification is. If you are so only gullible and dumb people will criticize the actions of Afenyo Market, well, don't use the word. Everybody has a right to criticize anybody. Nobody has the where he said, you are not entitled to be an Afenyo Market. And that's why I disagree with people like Obi criticize you, Obi buying and be an baby attempt because it's very, very infantile and immature. Obi boy and in his wisdom, or say on person again, Obi how and brain is why. It's as long as all DD attempt there, they have a right to criticize whoever they want to criticize. So your patron will be a dump and a show here or a Lebanon or Lebanon. Thank you so much. Now, Papa is say Ghana is not ready for change. It's true. You're getting ready for change. We want to continue. What is imagine ravishing ourselves with Latin when we can go straight to the point? It's very laughable. Well, it's not laughable because a law and no quote law no first near tron Latin and send a bear brofo. And you won't theatre as I say medicine, lay a tron Latin and send a bear brofo. So all quote so that he can give you the English translation. Sometimes I have also we read the kakra. Maybe be no see a dear agro. It's laughable saying learn the knowledge. I don't know can who swear be and where he's coming from, what law he's trying to apply, what legal principles he's trying to apply. Find a lawyer today. Because speaker, right? Honorable speaker, a lawyer. And before he exert punishment and suspending A or B, he must give you the foundation upon which he's suspending. Foundation upon which Ginaso suspended. Or cannot know continue Latin so I want to because it's not your area. The same Obama where you sweeping comment you learn something from it. But he also say if you are what's the vetting for if we are going to pass everyone, if the nominees are going to be are going to put their priorities in properties in their wives and families' name, who is going to investigate those families? Good question. Because you're a public office holder, when you push your phone, you have questions to answer. Because of being himself politicians, but media Japan question in a bush of vote demons. Opinion or your media family member comes under that kind of scrutiny. And so Ghana Kwade, if you ask those questions, a issue. And not a question. That's a very good question. Yeah, upon see if some judge is a true Ghanaian, both parents are Ghanaians. He was just born in Ghana but relocated. Okay. Now the issue about some judge on your Ghanaian report is irrelevant. Maybe if you he's a Ghanaian. The fact of old school Kakra or Nigerian doesn't matter. Sana Charlotte say appointment by no Nigerian because what's not Nigeria and call her brim. She still has Nigerian undertone in her accent. We can't afford the edit. Oh, yeah, we like the trivial issues instead of focusing on the here the pension anymore. Politicians we are Quasiano. Or would the near mom would distract you and also rather than the issue. Potato Queen say it's high time the chiefs and supporters of the nominees should be banned from participating in the vetting of candidates. Also, to some extent, because even the wives of the nominees, we are exposing them. Because we have for 3 hours. So they are some of the time wives are very uncomfortable. And you will be at the parliament, you man say. In Joripan, only a tata question for minority one in person. It's just the job. Somebody has to do the job of questioning your husband. If we are the squad about support system, Ghana decided here. But we can't ban it though. Yakubu see MPP has already sold their dignity for NDS long time ago. I don't know what NDS. Who into politics as here? When you political shenanigans, who follow politics here, you are not surprised. Opoku Boachi said Ghana was there before politics. Please, let's save Ghana. All political parties are taking us for granted. Absolutely. Richard so affair of Philadelphia. Thank you, Richard. And Richard Boateng so say Ghana needs to get serious. I agree, absolutely. Ghana, we need to get serious. Parker say, what do you like from Dubai? Well, okay. Yancing. Also investigate and go some George's wife. Well, unless you have a case. Betting. And normally it's published as soon as you maintain a beba. You have to submit memoranda to Parliament Committee, no. But once the error should be Obi and Yapan submit BBA. Richard the Jude Speaker has no power to suspend people by himself. Well, that's why I think he has drawn attention on what police station. But I think to some extent at the parliamentary level he can suspend. He just cannot prefer criminal charges against the MPs. With the PC, I'm not a prophet of doom, but nothing will change for the better in Ghana. Well, yeah, but you see, if even the asset declaration, no one opens the envelope to check what is inside. That's true. And that is why you to me do baby. Your asset declaration is now a class 1 nonsense. Like it is not giving us any value. Because if you declare the asset now, they crack and box more. How how do the people whose interest you are established that as a declaration form no say nipa we ampa osepata oba he no wo ka miensa or konro wo ka miensa still obi am to me hu ye declare and ye da kwese dem. We must change all those bogus laws, and these are the things that your MPs got not parliament. These are the things they must judge, they must discuss and agree and come out with new laws. There be Mamika, okay, the message. You're still watching from East Legon Vim lady. You are really explaining point by point and making a lot of sense. Thank you, Ibra. Farouk say, what's the way forward? The way forward is that the two of them, minority and majority, they must understand. Say, because of Ghana and Ghana for they must work together. Because of Ghana for they must work together. And under no point should they be so provoked. So because table as I say, because some young children, it's we am cry. Yeah, no be holding a young level 100 cries. MPs are more masters, PhD. Oh, it's a shame. Are you not even ashamed? Somebody's to buy like, how are you able to even look at your wives? Oh, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. Tony, see if we appreciate you, Tony. We appreciate you even more. Why? We appreciate you even more. And Stephen Jr. on also the message, you say the state must be interested in how our public officials acquire their properties. Absolutely. Absolutely. Say, I'm not interested. Yo, a youngster say a combined harvester costs $400,000 to $800,000. How did Okujeto use a car loan to purchase a combined harvester? Well, better way to combine harvester. Saying your China making a deal, and you know better because if you are not China, they are India, you know. They don't jump to conclusion. John Bright say, how is the declaration of it known? Well, Ghana, they are law. You know, say, I said declaration here. The form number one, no fail. Here they come Auditor General, and a controller and accountant. I think no, they see it. That's it. Now, law we want the benefit. A useless law. Catching said the body declare asset now. You publish it in graphic or times in the dailies. Not any be who said the body ban and the Japadi. Them. Who does that benefit? Alexander said, knowledge is power. Some Ghanaians don't like reading at all. That's why they continue to mislead us and fool us. They say, what's the consequences for lying before the committee? A perjury. Parliament appointed committee, for that matter, any committee sit here. Sitting like a high court. And you go swear, right? Swear oath. Swearing of oath, you know, what can come under law? See, who say I'm trying to wait a perjury to America, a perjury to Ghana, a perjury to UK. Don't get it twisted. A perjury, a criminal offense. Ube them. Oh, you be politics in tea. Coca perjury says, I bet than NDC and MPP. John Bright declaration to the dark or the ghost. Any declaration to the ghost. After declaration, they declare the actual and Samanfo. Because it doesn't go anywhere. I told you be so sure with New Jersey. You see the MPs are all joking. It's true. I thank you for watching us. Shaibu say our honorables are behaving like kids. Honestly, maybe I don't know. Man, because can NDC only vet their own ministers' interest? No, they can't. Checks and balances indeed. Once the NDC body bebrel committee needs to do to cause him with that question. Yeah, because the Omo constitution said the Omo young unkwala no Omo so madden wo form. Omo himself, oh check nipa, they be you are biased. Anything a judge cracks na case, so na case na judge need no. Omo ye do Omo sam ye judge ni hu nipa. The judge must recuse himself. Or say judge no sorry na judge for be assembly because you will be biased. And the NDC cannot vet their own MP nominees. MPP so cannot. Oh, they be out there. The strategy has told me that say MPP for ministers no mobile. NDC to me question more because on the opposition you don't know about checking. Mama example and the MPP for no. So you need to be questioning MPP for much more. That is their job. That is Okujeto Black. All said no question MPP for that is the job. It is NDC nominees so bad before the committee. It is the job of the committee to scrutinize them. No. To me, Kokata, I didn't need panel, check your mobile questions, questions they are unnecessary. How? Even the questions that you deem as unnecessary, I cannot answer. It's part of the work. Because they are unnecessary, man. Obesity, baby, a very necessary money patron. I want to have a parliamentary system. Papa and say, won't it be better if we select 2 or 3 ordinary Ghanaians hustlers from the street to join the vetting committee? Please, my suggestion. Well, your suggestion is fine. But because they are members of parliament. Democracy, baby, say no more. Because people in the street now say, for mama to obey MPs, no. Only MPs are qualified, they can do their job. See, it's technically the same thing. They are doing their work now. See, make us more beyond unnecessary questions. Because they all find unnecessary questions. Should make a bit, baby, and only question here. They all say unnecessary question, no. Seems to be baby, and only question also here. So there's no question that is unnecessary. Every question is relevant. To force him, lady, my big brother Nana Tufo of Amsterdam, Holland, has been following you since Adom FM to now. He really likes you, Kekempatro Dana Simon Wati. Amsterdam for the Miami, the Mami or Antiana Nemano. Okujeto lied then. Greetings to you if you're from Minnesota. Well, I don't know if Okujeto lied, and I cannot sit here and tell you say Okujeto lied. That doesn't lie in my purview. I mean, it's above my pay grade to determine whether Okujeto lied or unless I see the proceedings or the transcript. Any the Okaya will purchase he lied. Obin Chembi Jr. I say public office has to that is supposed to serve the people is now being used to enrich private pockets. Well, African politics. That's why checks and balances in here. Now I do say the voice is too local, noisy, irritating. That makes her not worth listen to. Though she might talk about a very good thing. Well, the noisy too, is also very soothing to somebody. That's why your whole radio station, the TV station, baby, you have a choice to just punch, change the channel, go to another place. And by force, we're a choice, preference. Ubi po back or ubi po back tuntum, ubi petinting, ubi petiti. There is a matter of choice. So don't worry if the noise is irritating, just move on to another place. Apia could be safe here. Keep on the good work near here or Germany. Thank you, brother. Apia could be. Julius is saying, if you are the speaker, can't suspend anyone without hearing, without fair hearing soon here. But we also don't know what the speaker has done behind closed doors. Because so for all you know, speaker not why a fair hearing that. So what I say, why one more hearing we're inside? I said no bear announcement because I doubt the speaker knows the rules of natural justice. And I doubt that the speaker will make such an announcement before the whole parliament committee of the whole. Not Wakase we're taking decisions without giving them fair hearing. I doubt if the speaker will do such a thing. Harvest ministry, but we enjoyed the Afenio's vetting. In his absence, no vetting a bear boring. Oh, will be so there or deba. Jubi say, so how did they get it without the appointment on Friday? Well, I don't know what question is in patch of my full sentence so that I can appreciate it. Stephen Boateng I say, is it allowed to arrest this politician? Well, politicians, especially MPs, cannot be arrested on their way to parliament. There's a constitutional immunity. They are the parliamentary immunity that they also enjoy. And Piagasi problem be a speaker. Send on also so some of the problems can also be attributed to him. I'll read more other comments. Na Yanka say Kanka or say you deserve to be a minister. Me, but on my appointment, the enemy liar, and made the enemy me level we are, and come me appointment just experience a way. I qualify to me. You'll be an appointment, MP cry and pen appointment. Papa is saying I always cry for those who are starting from scratch as a family man or a family woman. Yeah, easy cry because I say politicians see the omoko cry. I see you. I see you. Good evening, Sonia Kwaba. Michako for their phone now. But I tell you, Ghana is not ready to fight corruption. There be. Your cousin, I scratch my back, I scratch yours. Scratch your back. It's here. We say you quote Okujeto Ablakwa. Okay, Okujeto Ablakwa some kind when Ejakun was being vetted. Or say, Chichetika, our committee no so man for and I don't no more approve Ejakun. That Okujeto Ablakwa ne Ayariga and Suhini never can assassin. And this issue has been there, but into where is the truth? The foreign casa must paint themselves on the perception say Omadani Seceditious Committee. Parliament itself, especially the vetting committee, the appointment committee, no, they must pay itself because they say, I can't afford more than yet. Say, a committee, scratch your back, I scratch my back. Because now, a federal market is telling us a regional greater carrying minister, and this for the power much. Someone will the question, question. The seat of government, greater country and crying, Basa is so back on. Na yira for be aso no. Mom say ma me no question back kra. Ye manonko. Na Ghana say ya, na ya san dane ye honi esa complaining. So parliament committee no, any for that matter parliament they must purge themselves of the perception. How one kasa cementing, and you perceive it started as a perception. And if you have members of parliament themselves accusing each other of bribery, it started with Kennedy Japan. Then other members. In fact, it started not with Kennedy Japan. Keye Papa Ikra Oluma Ikra the same. Oh, I don't know. So Mumu be to me a Kenya. Okay, MP no what central region ya. The Biano Beka Chicheska Sana Kennedy Japan ba. Or no started to make allegations about parliament and Sana Kennedy Japan and Sana a Afenyoma Suhini. Any ayarga mu de ye ba ya ma ayarga pa cho parliament nti yan ko nsem so ne hwe ni nyina na ensem yan kan nyina because ene ye ne Yera Kingsley komla elike mote NDC ene ne between komo na ya wa asare amponsan so MPP mpenifo ni bi no so ene ne between komo because we must be able to get ahead. The reason why I am for accusing media houses na dan NDC ni MPP ni say these are the two culprits. NDC ni MPP ni ne asodin parties mi enu no a they be omo ne kokono. CPP for him. You see, but again, just before I remember Yera Kingsley, Elike Motene, Nana Amponza, you see this issue at Ghana, I think Ghana Web a report here about say there are some people be also almost neutrals. Professor Jampo Kahon, Kwesi Pratt Bay Ekahon, then the other people omenya appointments and go for so Montias. Yes, Edmond, also thank you so much. I appreciate you. I see a PC appear for yes. A PC appear for you. A Kwesi Sapone, a Frank Boa Mamunya more reminded me of the name. Thank you so much. Yes. A PC appear for you. He fought for years. I say parliament for Cheskedi. PC appear for you. And some Canada Japan crab. And more parliament for about 20 years. Consistently, you have been accused of corruption. Not the moon. Say was here Peggy and one among Toko. Class 1 phone talker. SHS phone talker. And SHS for crack issue let I investigate you. Now whole MPs. Mujile TV so I judge you at BBC. Oh, my friend, I'm MPs. It's a shame. Anybody was captured. More MPC and I'm a couple of radio. Parliament here to obey speaker. Alban Babi last parliament. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. There's no amount of justification that can change their mind. There's no amount of justification that can change their mind. It is on you. Someone person will check him. Na mo ambese se musuban na se be niam na mo yeda da ne no na mo pese mo ya etoje mo continue but just before I mean mpanifo ebebe mo me show mo video we ya said ye ka se nkofo bi aso avi omo yimu no. These are the Ghana website, the so-called neutrals. Professor Jampo Yafano acting omo ko ye adwuma e parliament. Let me show you a full screen of it so that you can appreciate what we are going with here. No, say a number of appointments. No, I do my various positions in government have raised eyebrows, and these are the people that and I make us say if people like this, more positions. Now say Zenator Rollins, found an ankasaneba when you be. You see why I give to now when you now cross the carpet NDC no? Because the come here. Come here was so many answer be no baby ko but you see me the honorable gift clenam obia our cross carpet be here. If you look at the history of Ghana, ask yourself say see as a friend say these are the people omo nya appointment and crofo bebre so say omo entias here no but back to a friend saying other people are making say honorable gift clenam be obia our cross carpet we defective enko ye ma no President Kufuor be there 2000 just before the 2000 election. President Kufuor campaign manager Mary Papa ni Alaji baby o defective from NDC MPP to NDC ana Kufuor win elections no papa na nche no face ana Timodi wi Kakre Samoa was MPP, very robust MPP. Those days now Rawlings was na and conform to me Kasana. He comes from a family of politicians. Kakre Samoa on era do aja to me face or joy and crossfire. Kakre Samoa crossing carpet be called NDC and NDC and winning. Do aja rose to become Speaker of Parliament. Kakre Samoa only became a boss no. NDC National Communication Board so cry say now match that sideline and then position by only deputy who was under him Sami Jemfi and or head PMMC Busaka Kakre Samoa we the truly ya. Be careful about defections. Who defected NDC Mona Papa bi or NDC Memphis Central MP a friend of Asante. He was MP or crossing carpet by MPP. Ebedi MC GMPC chairman and a deputy energy minister. And nobody even remembers him. Nobody remembers him. Crossing carpet and not defection here. And here, mommy give to Clanam. Why you not crowd? Why politics? Because there's no Mahama position. Zenato crying your position as a Mahama, the son of winning my own position because all defected from MPP to NDC. And that is what I do. Oh, my, do my breath. Who 8 years now enjoy one MPP no? What enjoy as a coin said they say if it's genuine, I'm not doubting the genuineness of your defection. They are not questioning that. I'm just saying, say, Obia or defective, there's no party genuinely or Judy. Now, a chairman, give if you have to talk new crowd for I know your friends and cry. Maybe finishing. On crowd defective or about MPP. You see how I know I'm trusting no. Now our crossing carpet defected. And you give to Clanam. Maybe our what the full stop let's see Moma so no. Chief Bani crown so to so there if you go to. And to so muja wire. She. And to what you also who defect ya NDC and the NDC in coin have been who be forget unya. Forget it, give to Clanam unya. Politics, there is nobody who has defected. Mama examples are here. People who have defected, they be I am trust you, Mobian or dear, you better on them, sir. Said you could be simple. If I don't know, none you were Rollins Abem, your friend or Kwamofa. He don't know, he started Panafest near the no more, you know. Ore Kwamofa crossing carpets from Rollins by MPP and Gosinaga. Obey as I have been put. And the crossing carpet, defecting from one party to the other. Any simple, sir. Only party now be opposition suffer with the party. Oh, and you look at squad the way to 60 minutes, ya cut point, you know. I can know you don't castle because number not pay Ministerial appointment a seat. Oh, yeah, if you got a man, no, I'll be okay, be our cupboard, board, no park of you and you'll be asked them. Mom only time to wait. He has 4 years. Maximum, you change your constitution 8 years. You need time more, beer. What I say? Only time more, beer. But some key people be in your position there, you're questionable. Like the president, the founder, and former president's daughter, where you be questionable. Broja Jemfi, the work he has done, where you be questionable. Questionable. Indeed, those are the questions that we are asking. But young company for you, so near no mean answer. Kids, the mama, good evening, your father.
I some of me don't also defected several times. Said she's
still fine. Yes, and I'm
she's
fine.
She's still fine, and you know, okay.
She's still fine, not in politics, but in her private life.
Francis is here. Francis is here.
Yes. Mommy don't decide that mommy got you call me private, you know me call you the
okay.
Defecting from NDC after NDC Congress 2004. I was there.
That was there was an alleged bid that pick his bag and said, Mr. Speaker, I'll do the honorable thing by crossing to the other side. And I was not so fast. But you see, there was this guy, Is it in Nebugri? Nebugri did well when he left PNC to NBP.
He did well for a while, but I want to be Anthony.
Charlie, I think I understand the point you are making. It's just that, well, you see, in Gifty's case, she felt slighted by the dismissal, and you got to pardon her. And Charlie, and the NDC is a big home, and we can we will provide a house for her. It's interesting what the people who are saying. Say just a quick one, and the people are saying that the speaker doesn't have the mandate to do that.
No, that is our main issue. Men can't answer.
Okay.
Oh,
if you see the one who said the way MVP no the way I poto no and I'm for and you see the unfortunate thing is this, and that is the thing that see Daniel will come here, you come and do propaganda plenty. When we were telling Daniel, he wouldn't listen. See, for many of us, multi-party democracy has come to Ghana to stay. I don't think, sir, it is fair to you for the statement you made earlier, say NDC and BP are the corporate because CVP, there is no party called CVP, there is no party called PNC, and they are dead. The fact is that Kwame Nkrumah, we still know the name, but he's been dead for a long time. CVP, PNC, they are dead. They will never, ever. The only parties in Ghana is MPP and NDC. Full stop. Everything else is dead. Let's stop mentioning their name. They are not. So the only reason why the NDC and NPP are the ones making the topical matter is because that is the only political parties in Ghana. And those are the only parties that are in democracy. All this Kwanzaa. For me, we have to get to a point in Ghana where we make it a little more expensive to run for presidency. Unless, and if you get, let's say, 2%, you refund the money to them. Now you come and waste our time, and then we see. Did you see the ballot paper? Like I will have to go and vote. And
yeah.
What is this? We need to get out of this whole mindset. We cannot charge people $2 million. If you get 2%, yeah, they will seek a mile back. You can't waste our money to print all of this ballot paper, and then two party. That is where we are right now. Third force. Anyway, he got third. Me, I said so he was going to come third. So third force on your third, but so now who say who is multi-less level. But what I was saying earlier, they said, you see, we need NPP to be strong. This pettiness, the way they are running their, you see, and if for nothing at all, Daniel was one of the people who was screaming when it was only 1 million. He was screaming every day. If you are between Fred Daniel and say, Daniel, how are you? I say 1 million. I will call my brother. My brother, everything. My brother will tell me 1 million. And you see now, and I told him in 2017, say, look, the way your party, and that is unfortunately the truth. When NPP come to power, they don't do anything. Unfortunately, you see, we need government to add. NPP can till today can still not boast of one university that they have started and finished. NPP can still not boast of one hospital that they started and finished. The NPP cannot boast of any meaningful thing, polytechnic, secondary school, that they can point to and say, we started this and we finished this. They can't. And you see, it doesn't make sense that some people, for example,
do you think that is why I give to Claire who say NDC is more of a party that believes in or joining more? What a genuine.
It is.
Campaign.
Yes. I mean, again, many people, even them, there were bigger Star Wars of the MPP who were very interested in the NDC winning, because you see, the way the MPP was going, you remember this guy, Ohininto. You remember the statement he made?
Yes, Ohininto. Yeah.
Say after all of this, if the MPP should win, then the MPP would see for Nana Ohininto. Charlie, Daniel is not a better MPP member than Nana Ohininto. None of these people who are around Bamia himself is not a better MPP member than Nana Ohininto. And if Nana Ohininto should make a statement like that, if Asamoah and co, if Alan Tremante, the MPP and Ananado for 8 years is unrecognizable. Kufuor at least manage and maintain the NDP, and there was some level of decency, even though again the arrogance, the rudeness, the things were seen. Look, if you win part, now somebody like Oslas come and sit down in the presence of the people of Ghana, and now the real owners of the come on. If Lord Comey can stand in public, make a statement like he did, if a minister like Bernard Champon can say, make some of those terrible statements, and the president is adding more to it, when the real owners of power, the people of Ghana, are the ones who hold the real power. If we have to get our minds out of this area where we think that it is for us. No. The MPP got to a point where even the real members couldn't recognize the party anymore. And they themselves, look at some of the MPs, some of the things. First time, 47 MPs went to the president saying, look, fire your finance minister. For it to get to a point where MPs get up against their own government that fired this person, you should know there is something wrong somewhere. You were taking everybody for a ride, taking everybody for granted. You know, of course, and I'm saying so it was not completely absent under President Kufuor. Ukaya in Chief Isikwe. I'm a bar power.
Okay.
I'm a bar power war. Agbena. You know, some of those statements, like you see, even us right now, the NDC, it would be pathetic for anybody to say NDP will never come again. Even some of the statements people are making say it will take them 30 years. I personally don't believe in that. I wish that was the case. But again, we need a multi-party democracy. We need to continue to change governance. One of the things that I boast of as a Ghanaian is that from 1992, we have been consistent. We've changed government. Nigeria only changed government in 2015 because Obasanjo was not happy with his vice. And so he wanted to get out of his party. And that is how come the ACP, APC, sorry.
APC
is in power now. Otherwise, it would have still been the PPP. The ANC have been the only party ruling in
South Africa.
In Kenya, it is still the same one-party state. Look, so I'm saying that is why I boast as a Ghanaian. So when I talk to people in America, I say, look, Ghana is one of the few countries where we have been changing government for a very, very long time. So we need to hold on to that. This mindset of, Lord Comey, hey, me, they can do anything. There's a power party. How dare you? And these people are...
But when you marketing and law, when I say puffery, mere puffery. I mean, people have the right to brand.
You see, if you are,
but at the end of the day, you can promote in a better level.
No, but you see, but we look.
Because one America, we want to say, I'm Trump, we are winning bigly, but you can.
No, you see, it is okay to say, it is okay for you to say you are winning bigly. It is dangerous to say that even if they win, we won't hand over to them, or we will hold on to it by all means. Or for the president of Ghana to say, me, dear, it will never happen that I will hand over to somebody that hand over. I mean, for me, it was just dangerous for our people. And you see, people can go, you see, we have to manage this thing very carefully. Somebody who would have thought, who would have realized that you are just bragging, can start throwing things or doing things, thinking that you actually have the power to do the things that you wanted to do.
Well, and that's why public education is very important, so that we'll let people know, say, neither the president nor anybody has the power to say, me and you over. Because power in somebody who has power more than that, who win election, the Chief Justice must swear you in.
Right.
But the power is being given to you.
That is not to state that it was not tried. That is not to state that it wasn't tried. I can show you several, Charlie. Hey. Yes.
No, and I don't know why you are surprised, but this is a third world country. I mean, America, Donald Trump is one of Capitol Hill. Right. But that's why the Constitution, the other checks and balances.
Beyond that, I dare say that without necessarily mentioning name, I think that all the gallant men who stood up at the last end, which is another reason why the issue with the current IGP is interesting. At the last minute, where some of them have to stand up for the Constitution, we need people to be able to realize that they are working for the Constitution of Ghana and the people of Ghana. None of you is working for Manado nor President.
Because the main thing when those now and I say that people try to overthrow government or prevent the elections or stop NDC from winning, or there was a power takeover and the IGP stop date or what? I don't understand. Is that what you're saying?
I said what I said. I'm saying to you that there is no reason to repeat certain things. I'm saying.
No, but we are also give us further particulars.
If
said
I am,
an attempt to topple government, and I said to
I am saying that
the status quo and IGP no stop it, and I said
I am saying that the people of Ghana who know some of the things that at the last end was going to happen. I am pulling up a military, some of the military men, their messages that I have. When was it? I'm checking right now. When the people were, for example, when the military people were supposed to have been coming together, and the people who stood up, I am saying to you that unfortunately, if you can give me your word, I'll send to you. The names are on there. Military men are on there.
no, I mean, what's up? Send the mommy.
Audio.
That there were people gathered to topple government. That's how we clear.
I am saying that it took military men in Ghana to make sure that gathering that was ordered not to carry on the things that they plan to do. I am saying that the IGP, Dampari, played a role for Ghana to be Ghana today. If you maybe on that matter.
Debbie, he who calls the tune must he who plays he must go. I admire if you but if you are making anything can happen.
If you there is a reason why again.
What I want to say is that ignore what Kingsley is saying. Kingsley, come on. You are saying that what? That somebody who has spent his 8 years was not eligible for contest, was not going to hand over power. Are you kidding me?
I am saying to you that I am saying on the 21st of December, on the 21st of December 2024, I am saying to you that anybody who is in Ghana military today, and then many people can make comments. I'm saying to you that there was a big gathering of military men. I'm saying to you that, Daniel, again, if you don't know, you don't know. You can say you don't know.
No, but give us the evidence. I guess you are making claims.
Again, I'm saying about the people of Ghana listening to.
No, in 21st December,
yes,
I think Baumia had already considered defeat.
Yes,
he had considered. So
I am saying
anybody have any reason to say I'm gonna hand you over. So military men gathered. At that time, another was so the head, the commander in chief of the armed forces, did another order that. I mean, because if you had already been done.
If you are in Ghana, military men to Ghana's parliament, they said today they don't know who ordered them. So what are we talking about here? Do you know who?
No, Kingsley.
Who ordered the people
no. Kingsley, all the Niaman, oh, evidence, say people try to topple government and stop the handing over when we had already voted and determined that Mahama Neba.
Yes.
And who did and who is behind it?
If we are on radio, let's make
Kingsley, be bold. You can't make
no. If I am saying to you, let's not get into. I am saying to you,
you introduce that issue.
I said 21st of December, the government in power tried. Full stop. And you can't.
In power is led by Nanado. At the time, the President Baumia was the party leader. He had lost and conceded. I think the reason why it's plausible in my ears, they say, Baumia was the leader of the party at the time and the candidate, flag bearer. By 21st, no they considered that even against the advice of his own party people. Until why would Baumia try to say, I'm a couple advisor and hand over? No they considered defeat. I'm praying Mahama. I say, I have lost. You have won. Congratulations. By 21st, he had done it. Until why would Baumia, who would try to say me hand over? No, kiss the information because hand over. So what is the reason? What is the rational reason saying Nippon will hand over against his own party people? What hand over? If you
and again, the statement that you made that Baumia against
the advice of his party people.
Please. If you I'm saying that I am saying to you, we've moved past it. I'm saying to you that the people of Ghana, the people of the military who are listening now, I'm saying that on the 21st, they all know what happened. And that happened, the backstop with Nanado Dan Kwakufado. It is not for me to be here and mention individual names. I am saying to you that the attempts were made. And by the way, let's not get into this thing about Baumia considered. Please. This humiliating defeat in the why did Canada Japan not tell me that he will be humiliated? Didn't he know that? And so when you are hoping to
the campaign, the area campaign, NDC has won resoundly at the presidential level and parliamentary level.
There is a
going back to this thing.
Donald Trump.
Canada Japan, if he lost to Baumia and says that Ombe loser, he wasn't the only person. Yet now, we said it so many times. MBP lose. We said
Kingsley, you have won an election and you got
by more than 1 million, by 1.5 million.
Yes, but you got 6.3 whatever, 4 million whatever, 6.3 million votes, right?
That is not a problem. By more than 1.5 million.
No, hold on. That's how you want to narrate it. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm telling you that in the record of Ghana history, no presidential candidate has garnered more votes than Akufo-Addo. Despite the fact that if you do the percentages, he's getting 53, you're getting 56. Akufo-Addo holds 6.7 million votes to his credit. Who presidential candidate in our history has garnered 6.7 million votes in any particular election?
You know that statement is not true.
What is not true?
Which election was that? 2016 and now 2020?
2020 or the same 2016 election, no, but Akufo-Addo winning. No. Now the 2020 election Akufo-Addo winning the voting election. He has 6.7 million votes.
I'll check. I'll pull it up. And what's the relevance of that information?
Anyway? I'm telling Kingsley, sir, in terms of real votes, no presidential candidate in the history of our country has garnered that amount of votes.
Daniel, Daniel, think about it for a second. Okay, think about it.
What's the relevance of Nanado vote? What's that supposed to mean for us?
Well, what is supposed to mean in the sense? Akufo-Addo now, Kingsley wants to downplay him. Kingsley, Akufo-Addo was not on the ballot in 2024, right? You can say all you want to say. That is a referendum on him, whatever you want to say. The fact is that Akufo-Addo wasn't a candidate for election in 2024. So that's why I don't want to dabble in that. It doesn't even matter. What matters is that the party lost. And that is what matters. As for if you want to go into the narrative of doing credit and minus and talking about 1.5 million, whatever, 2 million, that is all fine. But I can also give you alternative records that are facts. It depends on what you want to do with it. It's up to you.
But the point I'm making is this, okay? We have been able to prove to the people of Ghana that, like for example, I'm saying that Yamin discovered 500,000 ballot papers that could possibly have ended up in our elections, and I'm saying to you that in Adenta, in Medina, ballots that were...
We all know politicians can plan.
I'm coming. This is Daniel.
We have the election. We have a breadwinner. We have a legitimately sworn-in president. Let's move on from there. Because in the history of Ghana politics, you say both sides need to make planted evidence. It wasn't just the Yami time.
I am coming. This is Daniel.
Let's go to minority.
Anybody else, this conversation will not be like this, by the way. This is Daniel. By the way, this is Daniel. So I beg. Daniel, see, the point I'm making is this. The point I'm making for which Efia will not allow is that can we then be able to say, I'm saying that what you are saying is a false positive, right? So if it is a false positive, then the reason being that we went to court and the woman who was in charge of the elections couldn't defend her figures. Now, if the person couldn't defend her figures, do you think that we should accept that as gospel? Do you think that we
defend her figures? Let's move away from there. That says that the election commissioner could not defend their figures. There's nothing like that.
If she couldn't defend her figures, Jinwansa could not defend her figures.
No. There's no record.
Let's
read the Supreme Court decision. There is no record in that decision that shows the electoral commissioner was not able to defend her figures.
If you are in 2012, Afarijan defended his figures. Madam
The PIs that control elections are different.
she
We
refused
don't,
to defend her figures.
election,
She hired under the law.
govern election, they are different.
Okay, let's make progress. The thing is that Daniel lost by 1.6 million votes. That is the most important thing here. And Daniel knows what I'm talking about. He lost by 1.6 million.
Parliamentary, because then your point now can see true. Say yes, in 2020, and I've just pulled the figures. No, Nana Dunya 6.7, Mahamanya 6.2, and I've just pulled it. I can just put it on the screen now.
No. I know that. But that is the point I'm making to him, sir. Those were the elections that was supervised by Jim Mensah was riddled with a lot of fraud. And again, I'm not necessarily NDC MEP. No, it was riddled with a lot of fraud. So if you have elections that nobody can stand behind the figures and say these are the actual figures, then how do we then say it is a history making? For example, if you for example.
And your elections be your gazetted results.
If you gazetted results. In the Olympics, right? They finish the Olympics, they present gold medals. But then when a lab test have proven that somebody have taken a drug, what do? They will take it back because that history, that record now, it cannot be because of the fraud.
Yeah, but the gold medal will be pending until a determination of the drug issue is made.
So good. I'm saying, sir, until that is done, the gold medal that you have can be withdrawn from you if there is a fraud content. Now,
it can also be allowed to stay.
There was a fraud content.
Now you are going into a
Madam Jim Mensah, who should be suspended by now, couldn't stand behind her elections, and so she couldn't stand in the box to defend her figures. I'm saying that election cannot be accepted as evidence.
Well, that is inaccurate. Now, Jim Mensah could stand by the elections. The results were gazetted. The official gazetted results are available. It's public record. It's available, and everybody can get access to it. Yeah, radio stations, we have results. But if you go to the Electoral Commission, as we speak, the gazetted results from 2020 elections are there. And those gazetted results are gazetted, official, legal results. They are there. And you can't behave like Trump. Or see, we are elections, but then the actual results which are signed off are there. And you know the kids, you can do your politics with children and I, but the results, at least the results are put it on the 2020 results. Nanado got 51.2%, Mahamanya 47.39%.
We need to export this from our records because this
we won't export this from our records. Go and export it.
We will export this from our records.
You people have moved.
Nanado was an illegitimate president for
2024 elections. Let it go. I don't like this issue where NDC move win a legitimate win.
Oh,
but we need a win. It's a very bad narrative. It's a very diabolic narrative. You can't
NDC didn't just win.
Elections, it's a game. One will win, one will lose. Who win, our winning, move on. Who lose, our lose, move on.
Sister, if you are actual votes, right? Percentages is another narrative.
I've put the actual votes in now.
Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? That the people of Ghana have voted.
Let's go to Parliament.
The people of Ghana have voted 4 years before. It's about 13 million.
You are still in the election mode. Why do you know was still campaigning?
13 million.
That is actual people who voted. Actual
13 million. Daniel, 13 million.
Actual votes.
13 million.
When the turnout was high, I could probably have
let's go to minority and majority. Okay. Let's go to minority and majority. But this issue about the neutrals, I pulled it on the screen. Professor Jan Pomo, Kwesi Pratt Bano, but she's a trained person or no command expertise. Dr. Mensah, Randy Abe, people are claiming and labeling them as so-called neutrals. Mahama appointee that it appears NDC were opposition now, they were doing business with NDC in opposition. But perhaps they are the president before you even Mahama, so you're all inclusive. What do you think about those appointments?
Sister, I don't have a problem, sir. Or Ghana for. But you see, the thing and they say when you are leading a group, they say that not Professor Jampo leading, I mean some union group or university or teacher for, and you make it appears to them, say you are serving their interest, and all the things that you did was solely in their interest, unknown to them. You had a political agenda. That is problematic, because And I think, sir, so betray, I think, sir, the leaders now, the teachers, and now university professors now, no lead you now, or place I give no with Tomino. I mean, they will see him for what he is now. But there's nothing wrong with a president appointing any Ghanaian to any position. Ordinarily, that is not even an issue to be bothered by anybody. Because so the Omo Ghana for Omutia Ghana do they Omo contributed to Ghana or the same economic development. Now, Sister Fia, Professor Jampo, we saw on Professor Nana, Juba or IE, right? And or the say Tamamo, President Akufo-Addo no more or more presidential debate, upon Kromanomo. They were the people who were leading in charge in putting the IE debate together. And so, some way, somehow, he's related, only now, or some very good relation, and they are all professors, they are all qualified people, they all, can contribute to Ghana's development. I have no problem with that. I think, sir, no, for me, should not even be issue with debate. But I think, go for problem, then, sir, all this while, you acted, if you have an opinion and if you have, or they say if you are not a neutral, and but don't create the impression say we are neutral when you're not a neutral. Then about the people will have problems with you. So the who you're neutral and you're bonny, you can have a stance. Like media houses here in this country, in the US, take a stand. You can take a stand and defend a particular political philosophy, ideology, policy of a particular government candidate. There is nothing.
But to be fair, I don't think so any of those people have openly declared some of neutrals. Yeah, I level almost some neutrals, but they've never said some neutrals.
And yeah, problem. But Omono Kasa will be so much. Send then Omokasano or see, or no, he doesn't talk for, he talks for. I mean, any government of the day, they criticize. But in that way, position, how are you going to criticize the same government? Maybe you will do it internally, but publicly and openly, I don't think that would be a right to do, because you're an appointee of the government. Or maybe they will still criticize, but they can't do it openly because now he's in a position where the appointed authority now, while appointing you cannot do it openly. That will not be the right way to go. In a minute, I wish them well. I think, sir, they are all contributing to Ghana's development, and we need their brains, we need their resourcefulness. And for me, I think, sir, they should only go out there and prove us wrong and show, sir, we are different. Show, sir, someone no more can. Now that they have the opportunity to be in positions like this to implement ideas, they will show the whole world what it is and how different they are. And if some way, some more professorship na and it will attract people to want to aspire to on a level. So I can only wish them congratulations and say so.
Okay.
And I'm a member of your mama and so like I'm very honestly, my culture said your mama second coming, I'm not too worried about it like the first coming. Because in the second coming, even though ordinarily if I was voting, they'll still have vote John Mahama back into office. But I can live with John Mahama second term, John Mahama 2.0. I can live with it because I think that he's a more refined person. He's learned some things, and the demeanor and the posture. You can see a man that has transformed in some ways. And you can see that at least to a large extent, and some he really understands. What he's saying and what he's doing. Unlike when Jomama point 10 when he came around. And it's
you can already see some Mahama second coming better than if you're on corner and you can see they're better than first one.
Yeah, you can see so the casa, the demeanor and the way he's making some decisions. And it's you can see clearly. And it's also the fact that this time round, John Mahama can claim independent ownership to win way, unlike Bakuna now as I said you at a miss left you want to be on the amateur when you have to deal with these two factions within the party, and it can be tricky for any candidate that is in that situation. But this time around, Timu full control is in the sphere, and then he's able to determine who gets what, who doesn't get what, and that kind of stuff. Into the future, the moves kakana I'm okay, and only perfectly. There are others that I think he could have done better, especially with the post-election violence. I don't know why a leader like John Mahama kept so much quiet about it, knowing that if he had said something openly and consistently at every opportunity, it could have calmed down things. And none of that aspect, and I still don't get it. Because what you really have to lose, John Mahama, in this enterprise. So you, regardless of whatever goes on, and you'll be an abnormal position, and everybody will not get a position. So you sacrifice and you do it for the interest of the nation. Knowing said it bodes well for our democracy, you've already contributed a lot to this democracy. So I think sir, if you were so vehemently against what happened at Ayawaso, West Legon, in terms of, and you were so spoken with all the, force in your belly, and you have one power and similar things are happening post-election violence, and you cannot show me that same vigor, then it let me catch me say sincerity, about condemning what happened. I was not really there, and for me that's unfortunate. But with the whatever it is, if he said the post-election violence have not been helpful, and like I always tell our leaders, what they do send signals out there, and you can imagine, sir, some of those post-election violence, was also because of the way some of the NDC MPs themselves acted, like Honorable Defamapo, and now you go to Parliament and you're repeating similar instances there, and today you see where you are, you've been suspended, be it right or wrong. Look at, I mean,
he was provoked rather.
Was it?
And his position is he was rather provoked.
It's
what happened in the coalition center?
There be coalition center no only easy for no actually and I mean so we signal the outcome. You're a lawyer, you know what is best, and because you want to act it in the public place, obi or attention onto us you, because what we see on TV and video, it doesn't give us the full story, and that's why I always tell people say the only videos TV should be on the media on, but be mindful because there's a lot of things behind the scenes you probably don't know. You're only seeing the final outcome of some fist cuffs or some fighting, and therefore. If he said, I mean, in this instance, what should you see of Parliament? You could see he was trying to attack somebody. But I believe so. I'm sorry, I can attack you. Maybe it'll be any BB, and we didn't see that part.
Okay.
Sabi, me who is all a nipo to throw any passer. But I was surprised that I saw him in that instance. I've watched him on the vetting. Sometimes I feel, sir, he has to show, sir, when the chairman, no, I hear for you name him, sir, the first time near or lead or chair a committee like this to vet parliamentarian. Obia first time behind Sister Pierre, there's always a learning curve. First day, second day, near maybe so we can live with that. Anybody be able because position your first time, you make some mistake. And ultimately, not starting, now it was a little bit fumbling. But with time, ultimately, he's getting used and asserting himself and really, controlling what is happening in that place. But who the fear Papa, when we did something about it, some backroom discussion.
Meeting, yeah.
Yes, but what you committee now you want to undermine his authority. I think so upon him the oil. So we say Papa no yeah Papa for so be a Parliament 20 years so I chairman of legal and legal committee. Until Ohono one the can say so tone it down. Now woman who said you are giving him the fair.
Now, do you not think that the PM was only trying to contribute and to remind the speaker say a standing orders and not necessarily to undermine his authority as chairman of the committee?
Sister Fia is good intention, but the way he carried it out, my chairman because the chairman had to step in vehemently and feel like I won't be suspected, not because we're in the same party. Aside party politics, I mean, maybe I'm even senior but you in the bar or something.
The meaning the PM he's the instigator.
Oh no, all cannot be him. Yes, I will not be very fair to him. But they can on the part, because once you are in the ruling government, into one chairman, if anything at all, so protecting them more. And not be seen to be undermining and trying to let him feel, so you name the Juma and I want to the Juma. And you are saying it in the public space. And we are all listening. Yes, I mean, it's not good for the chairman himself. And he has to take sometimes the opposition to be defending and, trying to, bring the chairman, up to speed. And to the other side, so make us say, Sister, if you are doing your parliament on the vet, I don't know why you know ministers in the bar. I think Ayarga tried to do it, correct the impression. The impression I get is the NDC doesn't look keen about asking them, difficult questions or questions that are probing. If you say when you don't ask them probing and difficult questions, you don't do them good because you might know them individually. The president might know them, might have their credentials, he probably believe in their competencies and they qualify into our form. But when you ask them tough questions, you are affording the public the opportunity for people who don't know them to get to know them more and to get to accord them or the that respectability of wherever they are going, whichever position they are being put into. It helps. And the typical example is what Honorable Mama Yarda tried to do with Felix Ofosu-Kwakye. Even though the MPP had recused themselves from the vetting on that day, you could see that the questions that Honorable Mama Yarda posed to Felix Ofosu-Kwakye were probing questions. And that is the kind of level of standard of question you need from the majority themselves to be probing their own people. It's good for that. But I said, if you pass, you are just trying to, make sure that they can just go through with just it doesn't help you. I don't think that helps your own government as well. And for me, that has been my challenge. And the other thing, you can hate him, love him. I don't like his style of politics about many things. Sometimes I feel that is not the best approach. It's too pretentious. It's that. But on the subject matter of where he was going in portfolio, and the question that he was being asked, contrast Okudzeto to Sam John. Okudzeto looked more calm, more matured in his responses, and his responses were very coherent, were very deep. It shows a candidate that had prepared for the occasion, and it revealed the Okudzeto that many people probably did not know. Maybe I'm nothing at University of Ghana campus, so I know that side of him. And it's not surprising to me on the amateur. But you could see, sir, he came prepared, and
Okudzeto performed better than Sam George.
I think by far, and I'm not surprised because Okudzeto is probably ahead in terms of political maturity or political game ahead of Sam George. But look contrasting with Sam George. On the other hand, even sometimes when the chairman is giving them clues, so do you have that social awareness? When somebody is giving you a clue, are you able to pick that clue and quickly readjust yourself and come into line and not overly expose yourself and go into areas that will put you into trouble? So in the clues now, we watch as we are watching from afar. Sometimes the chairman or even the Fiamako is trying to give them clues that, hey, baby, I'm through. Try to hide under a particular clause and protect yourself. So we are seeing you, the candidate, now responding. How are you responding? We will be able to take a signal. Because you be able to be clearly, but you have to be sensible enough to know, say, hey, chairman, so I intervene to try and bring me back online. So let me quickly get online and not go too far on the amateur. And that is part of the game. And Mifi said, for me, in all intent and purposes, Okudzeto Ablakwa did well in terms of the portfolio, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the kind of tactical and very, delicate questions that were asked of him and how he responded. It made me realize that he understood Ghana's foreign position historically. And I think, sir, if he was in a political science class, Professor Boafuatane, Professor Gridakone, Professor Zombuchve Adiano, will be very proud about, his delivery on that day as far as it comes to our particular portfolio. In this case, it is not.
Maybe you're slightly biased in favor of Okudzeto Ablakwa because of your mate Olegontino.
Oh, no. Okudzeto, no problem, bro. But once you know, like I say, public officers, you critique them in a way that makes them realize, you mean well. But if Papa, because one of the obedience you don't appreciate it. But critique is not meant to say, Nippano, even why Papa Crown now, so I bonnie. Then that will become no question until because you are just there to, create some count about him and that kind. And I think that is how we have to approach this game of accessing public officials. When they do the right thing, encourage them because it's not easy. And let them continue on that right path. When they do the wrong thing, also encourage them. Now they do Papa or bonnie, also I bonnie. Now next time I can ask them, I hope you'll be able to treat you.
Okay.
I think, sir, for me, that is the attitude I bring into this space. But largely, I think, sir, Felisophosu Kwache, make our young guys, because I'm advocating for these young people in politics, Kingsley and his type. Felisophosu Kwache, Okudzeto Ablakwa. Sam George, apart from the fact that I said he was combative and he didn't sometimes get the mood in terms of calming down and trying to be composed like Okudzeto Ablakwa. And I don't think he's not smart. I don't think he doesn't know his area. He knows it, but I believe, sir, the way he answers the questions, in the public place, he has to be very mindful. That is all I can say about it.
And it will be interesting to see how Sam George be managing ministry, growing, said on it as like a clash, and it's the same ministry, so echo head, And he said, traps can be set. One of them, and attitude. When people label you as slightly arrogant, they say, for the same path now they share as like because as like even before I appointed the name who said but the test of leadership, especially when you have an appointment, is how you can be measured in your emotions. And if performance a trigger trigger they will intentionally trigger you and reaction. So I pray for Sam George, baby
and that is the other thing I say. Now about the question boy on relevant and necessary. It is not only bet now. They make you swear an oath. Anka Kroma say a normal bet now. We don't swear an oath. You normal. You only go and get the interview if you are competent. They give you the job. But this particular public office is why they swear an oath. And one of those oaths is to what? Speak the truth and the truth, but nothing but the truth. And if you lie under oath, it can be grounds for perjury. That is more or less telling yourself, people go into public office, we want to test their integrity levels. How do you test integrity level? Integrity level doesn't mean you ask a question directly related to the portfolio. You can ask a question across their life and see if they are truthful about their answers. And that is some of the testing now. Fenner Market was seeking to do more on the candidates in terms of testing their integrity level and how they are going to be perceived going into this public place and affording the candidates the opportunity to answer to those and to clear those matters for their own good. But sometimes maybe they misinterpret it because it's a minority and some of the questions can be, very toxic, and sometimes one you're careful with your bufu and test no temperament also. It is testing your temperament when you're put under pressure, when you're put under very uncomfortable situation as a minister and the public place. How are you going to react? How are you going to deal with those circumstances?
It's also about say Ghana for don't say church and yemu say. They say mu US me share more you know more than Donald Trump, one of the nominees no. They were even asking him about it. Say oh won church sana ni baby. Wakofa girl won chere na wo. Say time be no jawawe. Time be no kofa girl back no. Time be no these questions no. It will appear to be irrelevant, but it speaks to integrity. So when you are bound to one woman, now Fanechi, and I remember the case, people don't even read history. Professor Phoebe vetting, he was asked this very question. So, Uma saying how or see 12 or say 8. They asked him to are these children from one woman? Immediately, no kind of no question, no. And Professor Phoebe didn't know and they were writing the hero also 60. Not some court or no any money no party for in the court. Some of those questions will come up so that they can show you what is your integrity. Oh, and the chairman thing they are buying integrity. There's also why you Bank of New York. You got check your name, and some of them say it was state level, and some it was city level. These are questions that it will appear to be saying relevant, but they are relevant to the committee members in terms of no credit and who you nipa would no credit. What has been your track record from baby or free to baby our baby? But Kingsley now who suited, they didn't know who suited.
I was like, you are going to follow Daniel into a rabbit hole and you are not going to return. Daniel will take you off tangent. The question I will be saying was on neutrals, but then it will take you and you jump into vetting and then
eventually the issue they about parliamentary.
That is fine. I know him, so it's but let's get to the matter at hand. If you Randy Abbey is not a neutral. He has always been an NDC.
Yeah, it's true. Randy is not a neutral. Yeah,
we all know that. The only thing is that he did his work neutrally enough that everybody appreciated it. But all of us who belong to the NDC have known Randy to be with us for all of these years. That is a fact, and that is because you see people like Paul Adomachi on TV, and you are like, it's so obvious. And so people like that, you see that Randy. Now, what pissed me off a little bit was Mamiama Pratt. I thought that it was completely unfair to this young lady, hardworking lady, journalist. I'm not from Daniel, by the way. Unfair, sir. People don't even know her name because, is it because she's a woman? Like, you have to associate it with the father. Like, who else is being mentioned to the father or the mother? I think that this girl has done so well for herself. And she is a... It doesn't matter I don't think so. For me, let us stop these things about this sexism of trying to link women to their parents. Even, and again, you didn't really go there that far. But then, by the time I mentioned Zanato, the first thing is, it only say, but the woman has qualification of her own, and she has a cloud on her own. This is a lady whose husband, Kwame Danso, was Alan's vice. Alan's vice, Irene Nayekenwu. Alan, after Winnie went to Jim and said, look, draft people from my party. Draft people from my party to your party. And I am guessing here that Mamiama Pratt belongs, I'm guessing, where the husband was. I'm sure she voted for Alan Tremantin. Like, what is wrong? And by the way, this is a girl who has been on TV for a long time, Pan-African TV for a very long time. She has written articles. She's been very solid, vociferous in her communication and been very clear on it. Professor Ayi Kobi Mensah, this is somebody who has criticized John Mahama badly. By the way, criticized Anado badly. But the guy is a tourism expert. He's a tourism expert. So John Mahama, being the man that he is, decided that, look, come, let's do the thing that you claim you know, the tuno that you did on TV and bashing me. Now it is so you come and do, let me see. So you bring the person to come, and that is one of the easier way to let our country grow. Professor Jampo, why? Didn't we see how Professor Jampo hit John Mahama when he was in power? And then Nanado, of course, all the way to today. But again, does that take the place from the person? And again, I respect these things. Does that take from some of these people just because that they were neutral? And so, neutral, you know, is it that because your neutrality means that you don't care about Ghana?
Yeah,
The only way to care about Ghana is you have to be MVP on this. I believe that none of us should sit on the fence. I believe that. But if somebody chooses to be, for example, today, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, today he's an independent candidate, but he is he's
a Democrat.
Yes, he has always been a Democrat. Today, the HHS, as much as you may hate him, Kennedy, Bob Kennedy, Trump's Secretary for Health, lifelong Democrat. Father was a Democrat, and Trump decided that, and he joined Trump at the last minute. You remember, and he was even running as a candidate, and because of some of the issues with some of the states not allowing him to be on the ballot, he decided to go and
withdraw.
And Trump didn't judge him by the fact that he was a Democrat. Trump feels his ideology of health. No, this guy can help deliver. And to know, if we bring in,
but kids, they are one supporters in BT. Some of them go GRE. Campaign. We want to send a message to Mahama. Someone far away. These are neutrals, and Mahama knows them. Say the Okana. Yeah, but neutral not saying someone you trim. Not your minor we should allow, but your own party supporters are saying.
Yes, but if you no, party supporters have a right. They have a right to do that. They are entitled to it. But that is why you have to offer an explanation to them. What are you looking for? You are looking for a job. I am saying that this is the key I am going to use to open the door for the job for you. And so they demand answers, and you have to provide the answers. You cannot say they must understand you automatically. Okay. And of course, and that is, on a light note, Daniel saying that some of them made it look like they were neutral. I'm saying that it doesn't even matter. Indeed, until Kenneth Foretta became finance minister, he pretended to be neutral. I mean, with my own the man that I adore, Ace and Kuma, they were that kind of neutral people. But and then they were on demonstrations. I'm working like a dog. The president got to get up and work like a dog. I respect
I'm working like a bull. I think I'm working like a bull.
I'm working like a bull. You know, I respect Ace so much. About 30-something years ago, I sat in a conference in a church that this guy taught, and I think he just came out from Canada at the time. It was amazing. Anyway, so seeing some of these people, and then President Akufo-Addo came and gave him a finance minister. Has he always been a card-bearing member of the NPP? Nobody knows. But NDC has always done this, by the way. At Mills government, Comrade Dufour was still a card-bearing member of the CPP. You know, and even the PNC, we have people from the PNC serving under the Mills government. Indeed, I think that Edward Mahama was a minister of state at some point under at Mills.
Under Mills.
Yes.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, you can look it up and correct me if I'm wrong.
I think when Kufu at the time, I know, or be a BBB at large, ambassador at large or something.
Ambassador at large, no, that was that was later, but you can look it up. Edward Mahama.
PNC for
PNC flag bearer. Yeah, and so I'm saying that the mindset, we need to understand that what is the goal? Our goal is that the roads of Ghana should be done. Our goal is that crime should go down. Our goal, the day that the Mahama was declared, I was one of the first people who said, "Sebi pretty answer," and Kofi Boachi, forgive me. I said, let's go and uproot his corpse and bring him back. Sure, you see, for me, the amount of crime under Nanado was unprecedented. I mean, for even losing the election, for people to become the next to carry gold to the airport, like, why? How far can we have gone? For somebody to sit on radio, this is gold, this is hard money, this is gold, this is Hey, like we
yeah, but was about when you go to airport, say PMMC for we clarify said this was legitimate export, and now you have contrary evidence to that.
If you are at the vetting statement, somebody made a clear statement that it was because of my action that we were able to do this. And then Apenjumakin said, let us bring people from the airports to come and help us on this matter. That is when we are. The people at the airport, PMMC, they were not at the airport too. They didn't see what was arrested. The thing is still in custody. They will not see. Anyway, let's get.
The thing is that Bank of Ghana issued a statement.
Okay.
Yes.
Apenjo didn't ask for PMMC. Apenjo said we want people, the security officers at the airport, to come and clarify.
So the information I have as of now, there was no stolen gold. It was legitimate exports, which
like
is
the deputy speaker said. The people can ask their questions. The candidates can also provide their answers.
Now, all parties say by now, say we are gold bank here in Ghana. And when you were praising IGP, damn Paris, and there were police officers in the video. The police will not arrest the gold.
I am saying that.
The whole minister crowd no any team. Ekobo game ya work kotoko supporter. Second. You have been arrested. So are you saying that if indeed,
I am saying, sir, may say. No. If you let's be focused. I am saying that a nominee made a statement that it is because of my actions that we were able to arrest somebody with gold at the airport.
There was no arrest made.
Oh,
there was no official arrest made.
Who was arrested?
There were speculations.
No, Daniel, did you hear the statement from the nominee?
I heard it, but who
okay,
was making a claim.
But okay, you're a claim.
I'm saying any evidence. Let us. The vote. I am saying giving us better and further particulars because he was speaking on the oath.
I am saying
it's a claim.
I am saying that Kofi Boakye, when he was in office, despite some of the excesses that happened, but the crime rate was pretty low. When he arrived in the
Kofi Boakye National Security Coordinator, I don't know the Minister of Defense. I don't know Jubilee. I know if I don't know Jubilee, so I'm going Director of Operations for what? What crime can he stop with Jubilee? What you could have given him, said the whole president. And I'm attesting to that. I was a journalist when he was working. Greater crime ministry. Accra was shut down.
Good.
It wasn't even a competence.
If you
Jubilee, when you could have made him Interior Minister, National Security Coordinator, and now Defense Minister, you could have used him.
If you unless you are saying that the other people who have been appointed in some of those offices are not as good.
The National Security Coordinator is Kofi Boakye Jr.
Yes.
Junior.
Yeah. But if you that is the point, though.
This is the man who is overqualified to be IGP.
If you let me explain something to you. Sabi, Abedipele, the best player for me that ever lived. Okay. But work up when the year or so that he retired. Work up. People were like, let's bring him back. Wokaya, Otofista is second coming to Ghana, no Kofa, Edward Ansah. I'm watching Polo. The fact that the man is a little bit older than his junior. And when it comes to certain things that we still need people who are close to being active to be in. But when it comes to advisory, there are people whose brain are still there. Like my own uncle and brother, Latte. You know what I'm talking about. Jesus. Uncle Larry Latte. Bevlo Latte, sorry.
Oh, Bevlo, okay.
Larry, yes. So, like, the fact that is that the brain the man still have, but that doesn't mean that you make him an active necessarily. So, I'm saying that...
Yes, but when you see the position I'm Kofi Boakye.
Yes.
And yet, of course, that we are coming back to minority and majority issue. But the problem I have, it's not a security position. It's a position that was created by Nanado. And it was lastly held by Lord Comey. It's not a security position, like operational work. Yes. And he said, when he said, okay, he's competent. And I know he said he's competent. But beyond some of I'm not being biased, but he's good.
He's very good. Very good.
Security, very good. Yes. He knows the checks in the system. He knows all the armed robbery groups. He knows them. Yes. He knows where to find them and where to arrest them. Including the competence. And then they are
But
but I think you are giving a supervisory security role where he can be more effective to help say, okay, also another time that crime is unprecedented. Then he can help manage crime. But to say, oh, they're not going to jubilee operations. And any crime related, how is he going to help you to manage the crime?
I think that I was initially at your position until I saw him in pictures and videos in the team oral. And I thought that when the later appointment came, I respected it and I value it. I am saying that Kofi Boakye, by the way, wasn't necessarily an NDC member, but his tenacity, his work is what is being recognized. So I am saying that these people, be in it not neutral or whatever it is, I feel say maybe they can or still be one or two more people. By the way, so Mamiama have known Prof for some time. For you to be a press secretary to Prof is not job for the boys, you know. And you know, I feel like we should value these people, and we should.
Kingsley, I want to ask you about that lady. Like, where has it been? You were trying to give some background about her, but it looks like people just thought because his father is Kwesipra, somebody just
No. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That it is unfair to her because she has been a TV host on Pan-African TV for a very, very long time. She hosts law. She hosts a degree in English and psychology or philosophy or something like that. She went to I think Infantimam girls and also Legon.
And I think that Kingsley, for somebody to work with a professor like Nanu Bukwajiman, then you really have to be up there because she's a professor of English, right? And therefore,
yes. Yeah, I'm saying that this
press secretary to such a person, then you might really be on top of your game.
Yes. She holds a law degree and she holds a degree in English. So I'm saying that it is unfair to her.
Yes, competent in the
job. This family and friends thing we have to stop because you cannot tell me that if my father is John Mahama and I'm in the political party and when we are campaigning, I have my father campaign, I'm part of the NDC activities and I'm qualified. And then when we win power, because my father is the president, I shouldn't be appointed to any position. I mean, kind of thought process, no court will even, or no law will even ban such a thing. Right?
Yes.
So, the same family and friends be an NDC also.
Yeah, but there's
no. That's not what I see.
Appointing qualified people who have contributed to the campaign, regardless of how you want to label them, whether they are family and if they are family and friends or more position, they were campaigning, they were working for the party. Now the party now was it because of my family and friends in one position? Now, service, same way.
I think, sir.
But this getting the NDC so labeled against Momo MPP. Family and friends. Are you not NDC? Are you not doing the same thing, Kingsley?
No.
Because what shows you on your competent? The guy was an investment banker for over 20 years. But I didn't call Snake. NDC, you complain.
No, if you see, I don't do that. You see, the thing is this: this is what happened. If you want to set precedent, or let us face it. When John Mahama was in office, because of Bawa Mamutari, Professor Day in the MPP was calling that because of that one thing that John Mahama was doing family and friends. And at a most, even his brother, who was very knowledgeable, PhD holder in economics, he was just an adversary. Because of that, go and look for Professor Adai, the one that was in Gimpa. Ade. Because of that, he bashed the NDC, sir. Then the MPP came, and girlfriends had appointments, children had appointments. That is what we are talking
about. Girlfriends, children.
Which one?
Was equally also competent. So why are you labeling both of them family and friends?
You can't say that Nanado's child working in Nanado's government is equal to John Mahama Kosi Pratt, who is a CPP member. There was nobody working in the government because even my child is somebody's child. No, the point is that is John Mahama appointing, for example, his son to like defense ministry, for example, appointing his son to head the ministry. For example, when I genuinely saw Genius position, Asibikitia's son, I was disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
Why were you disappointed?
Because you see,
He's an MP. He's an MP.
No. That is that the MP is his cousin. His real son.
Oh, okay. When your cousin MP, okay.
Yes, that is his cousin. The real son. I was disappointed because Ginny has worked so hard that any other person, Ginny could have easily been a minister.
Oh.
But because of Asidin Ketiantino, like I don't even it's a deputy for then commission. And this guy has a PhD, by the way, if I remember. Junior has worked so hard. Junior was in the trenches, worked from corner to corner, bush to bush, working hard. And by the way, Junior is a businessman for long. His business is even bigger in Cote d'Ivoire, and where I don't want to talk about links. Like, this is a guy who has been on the top of his business for a long time. A PhD holder, hard-working guy, worked so hard in the campaign, worked so hard with his resources. Then because of the mindset of the fact that the one in the MP is not a biological son.
Thank you for clarifying.
Because of it, Banti, I genuinely feel like he deserves better. So let's not. So
this is not family and friends government.
No.
But MPP, then they are family and friends government.
If you're waiting,
I just want your position on that.
Absolutely. See, when, for example, your cousins are all ministers, your baby mamas are ambassadors, your cousin is a president. When it's so many of that. You see, the dangerous thing is this. Nepotism, for example, like the things that Furiata was doing, if it is anybody else, where MPP members, 47 MPs who are knowledgeable, for Ghanaians to vote for them, they are knowledgeable. For them to say...
Is it not true? Somebody wants me to, Deborah, is it not true, sir, for Sinanel Simba, it's also in government, I'm saying, and yet PMMC, but it's one of the minerals commission, I think, for Sinanel Simba, then Professor Unoba, why are you saying the NDC there, then yet family?
If you again, we are talking about Manado, the head. You see, everybody is somebody's child.
The defining thing is Nanado.
Exactly. You see, if you're everybody is somebody's child. When Nanado's child or children are winning so many contracts, including like the ambulance, that is what we are talking about. You see, for example, assuming genuinely, some of the things that they said about Nanado's daughter is true. Can Nanado say, yes, I agree, go investigate her, and if it is jail her? But see, this is your child. Me, my daughter, I will not. You won't jail my child. And so, because of that, your cousin, Furiata, messing up Ghana. And MPP members are saying that, look, enough is enough. Even if you take Furiata to jail and another be the president, then the family people come, hey, Nana, what fasting now? What didn't go to You see, that sentimental things is what we are trying to avoid. And you know, when you are the head and you bring family people around into government, so many like that, as if to pretend that the rest of the country is not worthy.
Well, Kingsley, at least President Mama Nini cousin Sister Joyce. She's in government.
One,
yes.
One.
But she's in government at the
compare that to the 50 plus.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's early days. Yeah, instead of 4 years now, kind of how things will play out.
Right.
We should not be quick to jump to conclusion and say that investment lawyer, investment banker, if it's a SNET, and SNET is an investment institution, wrong. But if you're
to justify the means. If you let us not do that, when you
because I remember what you guys also said about Osafma Fubana.
Yes,
remember.
We
shouldn't change the market scheme for
no. If you listen, when you bring somebody like Osafma Fu's son to SNET, okay. And then you brought him in at a low level and short time, 6 months, you promote him quickly, and people are resigning. That the real MDs and deputy MDs are resigning because of how you are escalating the.
Oh, yeah, but didn't by low level, so he was deputy.
If you go back again, you can Google. SNET people resign, like deputy directors resign.
There be issues or her.
No, that's not. If you see, I don't like it when you go. You see, there are.
But I know the issue about SNET. I know that.
There are issues in the whole Ghana. There are issues in the whole Ghana. There are issues in the house.
I have inside feel.
The fact is that people
The
resign.
people were resigning. You know, they were not resigning because of Osaf but they were resigning because of somebody else.
And then
related to Kenofoyata, not because of Osaf
and then you make this person to.
There was another lady there. She's the head of, is it legal or something? Or no, people were resigning because of her appointment, because her appointment allegedly was at the influence of Kenofoyata. They were not resigning because of Osaf Mafubaro.
So the point is that, and again, by the way, Osaf Mafu's son, it's not really a problem. Like Nanado.
Because if you go and look at his track record, indeed, or your investment banker.
That is not that is what I'm saying. That it's not really a problem. Like Nanado's direct family members who were in government attached here. That it was just so many that it defies every logic.
Okay.
It defies every logic.
Okay. So the issue is not about the numbers, not the what.
If you let me ask you a question, do you think that there is anybody in Ghana more qualified to be road minister than Ibrahim Mahama?
No, Ibrahim Mahama more of mining.
Okay, you're for the mines. Okay, do you think that there's somebody in the NDC more qualified than Ibrahim Mahama for mining?
Then maybe I said I know beyond a minimum.
Okay, so why won't Mahama make him minister from?
Because Ibrahim Mahama pet.
The point I'm making is that you see the fact that these people are qualified.
It will be an insult for Ibrahim Crowd to even accept minister. Because I'm not a minister level.
So I'm saying, sir.
Why the better? I'm going to debate.
Oh, Canada Japan right to meet you in the car.
No.
He went for us. He worked for us. We paid him. What is it? He worked for us.
The guy has made his life. He works for international companies. The
richest man in Ghana. The richest man in Ghana. Come and
do
the richest man in Ghana worked for Ghana government. We paid him.
Why the richest man in Ghana?
Kwame Adokufo at the time.
He's not the richest man in Ghana. He has never been the richest man in Ghana.
You're able to start
Kingsley, the bloggers say, yeah, they are now the HWF and Walker.
If you are
the richest man, you know the richest people in Ghana.
If you wait.
Let's move on to Parliament.
You are saying I'm coming. By the way, let me lay a foundation. Let me be clear. Kwame Adokufo was the president Ghana never had. Let me be clear. You guys, look, if you don't know Kwame Adokufo, say you don't know. I'm saying that, that's Google.
That's Google. Contested any election, we have to a president, so that's immaterial. Let's move on. He's not the richest man in Ghana. He has never been.
No. I'm saying that the richest man in Ghana at the time. And you see, I didn't say. At
no point has he been the richest man in Ghana.
Okay, why won't you Google it?
Google now, correct?
No. Do you know who Kwame
Adokufo? Google now, correct? The vice president of Ghana. It is not. People have put it there. It's not. Forget it. We don't rely everything on. Research and Google. Let's move on to Parliament.
One of the best, defense ministers we've ever had. In our country, he really raised.
Nanayao, do you know how many hospitals he has in the UK? And that is way before his brother became a president too.
Let's move on.
Let us not exhibit our not knowing someone to mean that look.
The guy has never been the richest man in Ghana.
He was. That is a fact.
He wasn't. And then Google last time, some Google speculation.
Please. Now you are saying
you can input data into Google, and Google will tell you which one to pop up at the top.
Like the way they did
don't be carried away by Google, man. If you know.
You can input it. So I'm saying that I am saying even till today, Kwame Adokufo is richer than Canada Japan. He was a minister for us. So
it is completely immaterial.
Which one is immaterial?
It is immaterial. Even today, only richer than Canada Japan. There are people who are rich. Some people want to come on, the rich people in Ghana. They don't even talk.
Let's go. You just don't know. You go back.
There are people who are rich in Ghana. Some for first buy from Pope. Ebi need their wabubonim. That is even in my
I didn't even mention people here too. I'm saying to you that go and find out who are the dishonest. Go and find out who they are.
Remember back to Parliament. Now, I think
politicians.
And he was never a
Let's go to
politician.
Parliament.
yeah, going back,
Let's settle question now. I won't settle answers.
going
Let's
back,
go to Parliament.
going back to Parliament, you know, Kingsley, I want to ask you some few questions. Kingsley,
Yes.
what will you recommend to the NDC membership on the vetting committee in terms of vetting their own nominees? What do you have you seen some weaknesses about some of the approaches that you think they should improve? Just a candid opinion. It's not as if you are criticizing.
I think that I genuinely feel that there have been a lot of missed opportunities. For example, even Sam George, if it is me, if I am an NDC member, I would have played the tape of him getting a slap in Ayawa's West Wagon. And I will ask him how he feels about that when in opposition and that slap was given to him as an NDC member. I would have asked questions, because for me, this thing about I wish you well, okay, bye-bye, I don't think that, I feel like we could have done better than that. I genuinely think so.
Kingsley,
But
on
it's
the
more important.
But
Let's look
I
at
was saying something earlier. When the FBI boss was in
I'm vetting or US.
Now, you see, America and Canada are the only two countries, and you guys are about to say it is not true. America and Canada are the only two countries where polygamy is a crime. And in America, if you are in a marriage and dealing with another woman, you can actually be sentenced for 5 years in jail. And you know that is completely different from Ghana. And so when people are saying, say, it's an irrelevant question. I understand what you are saying, but I'm saying that in the jurisdiction, and again, in respect to some of those things where we are, when we are going to FBI, we're talking about issues of integrity and you swearing an oath and then you taking a vow to a wife. In America, it's one woman, one man. That is the law.
Ordinance marriage, one woman, one wife.
Well, I'm saying that Ghana recognizes 3 laws.
Yes,
Ordinance,
but most of the people who came before the committee, ordinance marriage is not marriage.
Ordinance, customary, and Islamic. Nobody determines when somebody is shifting to the other.
No, Kingsley, there are clear rules.
I am saying that.
No, Kingsley, there are clear rules. And
Okay,
you have setting different standards. So why your ordinance marriage?
Yes.
Not to talk about you must dissolve the ordinance marriage before you can marry under customary.
But you see, I am saying, I am saying that it is not a crime in Ghana.
It is a crime. So ordinance marriage now
I am saying that it is not a crime in Ghana to be married to more than one woman.
It is a crime. Unless generally it is a crime. Unless you marry under customary marriage. There are two
Islamic.
If you have married under, there was this Tamale case. Papa no himself sign it. Mohammedan marriage certificate. Sign ordinance there. Okay, second wife. The court. It's a crime. The court told him.
But yes, but I'm saying that that is different from here, where
in relation to who are you talking about these matters?
No, so back to the point. So I'm saying, sir, for example, some of the questions that they were asking, what is your house address? Where do you live? And which school do you attend? Which church do you attend? Like, I'm saying that we could have, as a nation, benefited better from some of the questions. Like Nanaya was saying earlier, that Sami Okudita-Blaka was asked questions on the subject matter a lot more. And so he answered a lot of those questions. If you ask a lot of people right now about Pablo's retina, almost everything everybody remembers is who is the grandmaster and who will you show allegiance to, and then something. Like, those are the things that we remember. Like, was that absolutely necessary? I do not think so. And is there any law in our country that is barring anybody, being a Muslim, Christian, Hare Krishna, Buddhist, to be a minister, for which that question becomes relevant? For example, I had an accident. I was taken to Ridge Hospital, and then the woman was asking me questions, including my religion and the church that I attend. And I asked the woman, "So can't you put injection valet on this thing that is paining me right now before you ask me the church I attend?" So I'm saying that we could have benefited from a lot better if subject matter questions were asked, like they asked in the past where fishery ministers who were talking about reservoirs and things to go into fishery. If we have asked some of those more questions, would have been great. I would have thought that the NDC members, a lot of them, some of them are asking very, very intelligent questions. Some of them, I really don't see the reason why they are sitting down there, because if it is going to be okay, good congratulations alone, then why are we sitting down there? Do we just to form quorum? And we need to do better.
All right.
Well, but I think that maybe sometimes, well, but there's an issue that came on. So, according to minority, so do you agree to say it's become too partisan and political, and it's not giving the people of Ghana value for which we are the committee in the court now? Because as so be a taking entrenched position, minority, majority. What are we going to get again? Because the work has to go on.
That was one of the things where I was shaking my head earlier. Daniel went and mentioned the one NDC member who was suspended, but the 3 or 4 MPP members who were suspended, he refused to did not mention, and then he stayed with the one NDC member that was suspended and talked about it. And I saw a statement that the MPP also, as a political party, released, and I thought that was embarrassing. It's completely unnecessary. And then we were talking about. If the speaker, I have my, I got my new standing orders. I have not perused the new standing orders very well. I got my new standing orders here, but I've not perused my new standing orders to the 2024 one very well. But the last standing order, 2020, under order 101, the speaker has the authority to suspend an MP for disorderly conduct.
Kingsley, why are you referring to the last one when they've adopted a new one?
Yeah, but again, the new one just added. It didn't take anything out. But again, because like I was telling Daniel, unfortunately, I have a hard copy and I've not finished reaching to point to exact location of the new order.
Is it not a similarly situated situation on which lawyer Edoji Tamakulu went to the High Court about he not having fair hearing or the opportunity to be heard, and then this High Court said that cardinal principle at no point in time should anybody deny anybody the chance to be heard first before.
Yeah, because rules of natural justice, it applies everywhere.
Right.
Similarly, the issue that offended to the Supreme Court was similarly situated in those matters where we were told that Bagwin didn't have the right to suspend any member of the House. So why would we come back 360 on a similar issue without this hindsight or with this hindsight of information? Why would the speaker lead us on that part again?
No, but you see, but again, Daniel, I'm saying that the outstanding orders of Parliament have made room for the speaker to, and by the way, Bagwin has been, I don't know, but I think that he has been in Parliament longer than anybody else at this point. I don't know if who else has been there.
Collins Adam, I think they came around the same time. No, I think he's senior to Collins Adam.
Yes.
20-something, yeah.
Yeah, he's senior to Collins Adam, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but Danny, I think he has been there since 1996 and 92 or so. Like, he has never left. He has never left Parliament. The year he left, he became a speaker. So I'm saying that he's pretty knowledgeable in the matters of Parliament and the parliamentary standing orders. And you see, even look at the last year, the rulings of the Supreme Court and the way he handled it. You can tell, sir, and this is a lawyer, by the way. And so this is a man who definitely knows
media suspension doesn't bother me too much because somebody must call people to order. When people go beyond the behavior at the committee level, was just
absolutely.
I don't want to go to speaker level. Maybe at the committee level, no.
Right.
We have all been disappointed by what we saw.
Absolutely. And for me, the fact that
we fixed it before. 1 second. The way we fix it is like Sister Fia. Like I always say, it's not everything that we see on TV that is the full story. There's always a back end story that we don't get to see. And I think that is why sometimes it's important that the very actors involved in Saudi went what went on behind the scene. And based on tracking and what Afenema used to be saying, I've only heard his side. I haven't heard the other side. So I'm just putting the caveat out there. Based on what I've heard from Afenema, I haven't heard from the chairman and what transpired behind the scene. It appears there was some miscommunication from the clerk of parliament to the minority side on some of what was happening. And I think, sir, in those instances, it created this bad blood about suspicion, about political influence. And I think, sir, that for me is what led to some of these hiccups and unfortunate incidents, and also the fact that, or the saying, or people want to make it look like this time around the minority don't have the right to ask as many questions, unlike in the time past when the NDC had vetted Kenufuyata for more than 2 days, and some other people longer than that. So it's like, what has changed now? I don't think, sir, or more vetting committee is going to have a problem with that, not even the chairman. But I think some people, like Biden, warned all of them. Say, Juma na moya, say, mo person mo play to the public gallery because you want to satisfy some group of supporters out there. You run into problems. Because a Juma na moya, it's a specialty. It requires attention to other details. You have to follow certain rules. It's regimented. It's not something that you can just throw in anything and just say anything and feel like it will stick. And if you say it looks like they are both not listening. They still want to please or more support.
I think that's the fundamental issue. So, Obi aside meaning that person pleasing or fan base instead of doing the work of Parliament.
Yes.
If you see that, you see that. For me, I think that because, and for on a light note, because the MPP has been reduced to micro minority, they feel said the only way to be heard is to scream on top of their voices, such that in an attempt to scream, there is unfortunately a lot of disruption. And I'm coming. You see, yes, even if you have anything to do, why? Why are you lifting tables? Why are you lifting chairs? Why are you breaking microphone? Like, you can walk away if you want to. Oh,
because the minority.
Oh, well, you didn't see the videos.
Or say when you want to claim so, I won't know person or more
yes. Okay. So if you are saying,
blaming one side,
if you just think about it. Two group of people. One says let's close and go home. One says let's sit down and get the work done. Who has the potential of lifting chairs and putting on the table and disrupting the meeting? The person who says they want to sit down rather will be the one disrupting the place. When they say let's sit down and work, no, it's usually they said they won't get up, they won't sit down. And you watch many of the videos, they said no, we won't do it, we won't do it. And they were lifting, and the same who was called silly and he was angry about it. And look at the way Ghana people were, right? Even the MPP people who said we're I'll be fair or silly now. You were called silly, and you said no. You were angry with it, and people were getting to your side, saying, oh yeah, it's not nice for MFA to call you silly, dear. But look at the thing that you did after. This one, silly stuff is a nice word. Silly stuff is nice. So I mean, when people feel they have to. I thought that Ghana Parliament, we have passed the point where we have to scream, shout, and kill for some of these points to be heard. Unfortunately, because of some of this attitude, the people of Ghana have given clear mandate to the NDC, such that even the vetting committee, if all the speculations from the PCAPFORI, which I typed for you before this, I saw were coming, PCAPFORI, the thing is said about $5,000 near the year, and the president go for, even it may not even exist now, because you see, you literally don't have the power to stop anybody from doing anything. So it is, understand how you can be frustrated, but you can live above it, be decent about it. If they want to continue, look, if you can choose to sit down, you can say, hey, I have to go. And it is okay. After all, whether you sit or you don't sit, you cannot stop the process from going on.
But are you saying taking the micro minority said they were from, they should just be understand?
No.
Was saying, and then I'll say, more videos, the more JH at time. The more previously, it's the same questions on Mubusa.
Yes.
NDC also saying unnecessary questions. I said, I said, move play to the gallery, making it look like it will be question on the committee, and any panel diabolic or the money or the person wants to undermine. Is the minority not doing exactly what is typical of a minority?
You see, I believe that I really don't think that I don't think that it is fair for people to be said, ask 3 questions and 1 follow-up. I really don't think that it makes sense. I would have wished that the Parliament of Ghana would have said, honorable member, you have 20 minutes. Whatever you do with it is your problem.
It's your problem, yeah.
Whatever you do. And then the ranking member, you have 2 hours. Do whatever you please with it. He can choose to dance. Dominique, can you sing Bill Hammond for me? That is his choice.
You can sing Daddy Lumba.
But you see, when you are making us to listen to 3 hours of question, and some of the questions has nothing to do with the portfolio. If you are on the subject matter, I don't think anybody will say you are distracted. And by the way, if they want to extend, look, if you think about this very carefully, look, if you want to interview the person for, like the ranking member, if you want to ask questions for 3 days, nobody's going to stop you. Then these people sitting down themselves there, they will say, okay, let's come and continue tomorrow. They themselves will say it. So you can ask your questions, but stay on the subject and ask questions on the subject matter.
Okay.
If you are, didn't we see our Parliament of Ghana ask people to sing the national anthem and national pledge before?
Yeah.
Have we not? And then you ask yourself, so we are saying that let us ask questions. Well, and there are and some of the questions I do not think it is fair because, and I don't even know why some of the nominees are answering the questions. For example, I don't remember, but one of the questions and I think it was it like Jinapo and no, it was Native. It said, does Ghana have a policy? No, you were the one that was in government. This person is about to get there. And you are asking, does Ghana what is Ghana's policy on this? It would have sounded better to say, hey, you may not be aware, but contrary to what you said in the media, this is
Ghana's policy, yeah.
And so now that I'm informing you of the policy, what is your take? What is just opposite that with the statement that you made? But they are rather asking them questions that they will find out when they get there. And at some of those ones, I really doesn't, it makes sense. And you see, a lot of it was trying to settle personal scores. You said this on LGBTQ, and then you said this, and then some judge too will go like, the whole thing is 14 minutes, the whole thing is 1 hour. And then, because the whole thing is 1 hour.
It comes down to what Nanaya said, we are playing to the gallery. Because, I mean, I thought that the question about the LGBT, yes, was a very relevant question, because even in America, that's a very relevant question. First day, Donald Trump, he signed the executive orders. Now, we are signed back on all federal institutions. Obey any emails, obey hers, it's dropped. And you see, this is because this is a very highly contentious case, which was a major decision point in this election. And it's obey a minister who sponsor private members' bail. It's only fair that now that we have been told that the bail has expired, you have the position to move back the other parliament. So right. That one, I think it's fair. But
no. Some of the questions, the members of parliament misquoted. Like, so they have to read news items and misquoted. And so the person is saying, no, that is not what I said. Or that is an aspect of parts of what I said. Okay. And so the whole statement is actually this long. And if you want to, then play the whole thing. And so then we find ourselves in this jamboree of trying to say, you say, me say, like, for example, the opinion market, Okujeto Ablakwa said, look, yeah, even your Winnie Bar this, and so, and read the whole thing. And then they said, okay, then mention the rest of the properties I have. Like, is it relevant for opinion market to ask that mention all the properties that you know?
It's also true, some personal scores, which is not serving the public anything.
You know, and then when the speaker, Nandaya, you muted us, by the way. When the speaker,
Okujato brought up that issue.
No. I'm saying that Okujato Ablakwa said, he mentioned some people, and he said, yes, I have the documentation, including even you. Like, for example, this land here, and then he mentioned it. That could have been, oh, interesting. Okay, it's good. So, but then he said, okay, no.
My interesting also would have created an impression on power land. So he needed to protect himself. And that because they are not, because I said, oh, who for not a friend of mine questioning her. Munta Kabaye. Another person came, we asked them questions about it. Is it wrong for a government official to own land at cantonment? And they all answered the question, say no. I think he was driving at a point because the perception has been created there and before we are government land. And he wanted to let it be known, say, Obien we are government land. Say, I told you, no, we are to be there, you know, not to be there, and acquired legitimately. So I think that is his point. But I think maybe the nominees, so I say, yes, we have boxes are black at the back, yes, we have a mamu showdown.
Yeah,
I think I'm saying, say, minority or majority, how do we come together to serve the people? That it seems that objectively is lost. That will be a score political point. Because what the document about document the parliament committee in your court.
If
whatever you do, you are just squabbling over unnecessary.
But if you see, Daniel sat here.
May I want to comment to NJI TV here because the people intentionally are playing to the cameras.
No, but if Daniel sat here and appreciated the work of Kujeto. See, honestly speaking, some of the people came there. I don't want to mention him, but you can tell, say, they were completely unprepared. Ekroyeto came and he was overly prepared, and you can tell. And even the questions, when they ask the questions,
prepared for what? For foreign affairs or to settle scores?
No. You see, the thing is that you already watch your brother, and statements that he made in the media that has nothing to do with his ministry that he's going to are being brought in front of him. And so if you are also next in line, for example,
okay.
Yeah, so somebody is reading to him a Facebook post that he made, and he said he never made a post like that. So who knows? He took his time, maybe went through all his Facebook posts for the last 10 years. And then maybe printed them out and maybe binded it as Facebook posts. Because, and again, I'm saying that if the people before him were not asked questions like that, he wouldn't have to find the necessity to have gone there. And truth be told, they went there and said, your Facebook post. And then, for example, somebody letting him know that, look, your position on this Ukraine-Russia war, it's bad because, and then the guy said, no. This is what happened. Even Russia invited me and I went there, and Ukraine invited me and I went to Kyiv. So he was prepared, and he said, like Kwame Nkrumah said, and I was so, that is why Daniel was impressed with it. I was so happy. Some of the statements that Kwame Nkrumah made, like on top of his head, he was mentioning dates and locations that Kwame Nkrumah said.
Yeah, but all those are irrelevant. But there are other issues that because personal scores, were swept under the carpet, like what rented dying. Well, salary 1,500 and 15,000. Into what rented and where did you get them? And these are integrity questions.
Indeed.
But personal scores not we could not even spend time on the integrity issues.
Yeah, but then
we couldn't even do that. Now people have pulled videos from delay show where some girl Nakasa and eating near my housewife. Into now, which is which? Is it the same housewife that is now looking after you? You see this? Is lost because we just want to remember NBC Showdown. NBC so say remember Showdown.
Did you hear Okoje Blackwa said that I am not going to release it right now because you came with your strategy. I also came with my strategy. It's like are you going to play 4-4-2 so that I change to 5-4-1?
And I want to. Both the minority and the majority people on the committee must all come together and apologize to the people of Ghana. They have disgraced us. They have not given us value for money. The personal scores is just too much, and they are taking it too far. They will go on and on and on and on. And scrutiny, there's a reason why the appointment committee was set up. They say they acquire personal scores. And it's not the whole kind of your person here said 4-4-2 no be what. Now you see your strategy at the back and never want to. How do we get here? Rollins will be crying.
Let us also be mindful, sir. And this is for one sir. After Martin has been saying, sir, sometimes nominees in resume could be doing more at night before, and they doesn't give them enough time to sometimes, take a look at this name, and also can be the abridgment of time in some of the things that they are doing, and so sometimes you could see, sir, it's impacting their work. And it's another clerk, they were very annoyed with him, say, why do you want us to continue? Because they've been resume, the very late. You are accommodating now, and this time around, on resume, and it looks as a committee anymore. People don't know how back end and then it affects their output. The cameras see, and we only see that final thing. We don't see all this back end, shortfalls that are happening in the process. Intimate sir.
But Daniel, I much as I understand you, don't you think, sir, some of our members of parliament and some of the people who are asking the questions, either them or their office are lazy? Because you see, when you go to the Senate, by the way, another thing for which I think that maybe we may have to change in Ghana. Senate hearing in America, the Committee for Health in Parliament is the one that does the hearing for the Health Secretary. The Committee for Defense are the ones who do the defense. So they can actually be doing 2 or 3 hearings at the same time. But what we do in Ghana is that we have standing members that are automatically members of the committee, and then they bring in 2 subject experts from the minority side, 2 subject experts from the majority side. So it's the same committee. Whilst in the US, the people who vetted, and you can go back and look, the people who vetted the Secretary of State are not the same people who vetted the defense. They're not the same people who vetted the FBI. So a lot of times you see, go to CSPAM and see, there'll be 3-4 vettings going on at the same time, because the committee rooms are very different. So we cannot pretend that Parliamentary and the second Speaker of Parliament, the first Speaker of Parliament, they are the all wisest, all knowing to know everything. So when it comes to matter of health, send him. Let the health. Let the ranking member for health be the ranking member for that committee, and let the majority ranking member be the chair for that committee, and the rest of the members will be minority members of the health and the majority members of health. And then when it comes to defense, that is the reason why we have these committees, and so that when we have the defense, the members of that committee will be the ones that will be doing the vetting, not just a standing committee that are all knowing, that know everything. And that is why we are getting all of these people, the same people come and they are just there as MPs. And so, oh, good luck. I know you will do well. I know you will do well. Bye-bye. Like, because they are not.
What that's MP there.
If you are,
I
thought we are talking about Ghana Parliament.
Oh, yeah, Ghana Parliament won't be, but I hope that somebody will give us some coaching. I think it's her first time or second time. Maybe only.
No. She's not. She's been around for a long time. If you are,
is that not her first time on the committee?
No. Oh, on the committee.
On the committee, if you are not committee, maybe on your bidder. That's why she was saying.
That is an interesting question. Yeah.
Well, but I'm not confirm on the Showdown on social media.
We need to diversify the committee, and that is another reason why we can be able to do 3-4 at the same time. And so even if they run 3 hours each, in 3 hours we would have finished 4 at the same time. That is what they are doing in the US. Okay. So Daniel, you, one individual, don't have to research on Ablakwa, Sam George. You don't have to. You have only 1 or 2 in a day.
Now, another way.
They don't move. The committee rooms are different. So they have like 4 or 5, which they have. Even the Parliament of Ghana, they have various conference rooms. They have the speaker's place. There are plenty of places. They could arrange tables there, and the chairman will be different. People who are subject matters on the matter.
Will GTV be able to cover this much?
It doesn't matter.
If we want to do it, we can do it. It doesn't have to be able to have a GTV. The other media house, UTV, so we can do it. But
and by the way, GTV has various channels now. But you see, like I said, CSPAM. You go to CSPAM 1, 2, 3, 4. You see committee sittings, various committee sittings. And if you are interested in the one that you are interested, you go and watch. Otherwise, on CNN, you see that the one that they want, they will put that one there, and then occasionally they will show the other one that is also ongoing, and they will write down the ongoing now. Defense Secretary.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
And if it is, for example, why? How are we able
if somebody wants you to comment on Ekujeto rent in a dino 15,000 when his salary is 15,000 or rented down airport, is that something that an MPP for now?
I thought he didn't put out figures.
No, he didn't. But the salary there is no say it's determinable.
Yes.
The Parliament first would you pay 15,000?
Yeah, but he made a statement. He said that, if I heard him correctly, he said, for me to put the figure out, I'll have to talk to my lawyer wife. I thought that is what I heard. And so if the person's wife is working and gainfully employed her, I mean, this is a place, by the way, that other Ghanaians are living in. And some Ekujeto himself is an individual that said even like the matter he was talking about in his village, that he has a small house. My house in my village is bigger than the house. We all know that.
But why Ejima for how many years? Ekujeto the other issue because they were saying that the CV working experience in Dawson. Now that he's earning money as an MP, they are using that.
In particular, when you say to impugn somebody like Freddie Blay and what he has done, and other people like that, you see, anything I'm saying, I can say, I'm very careful because
but you see,
Ekujeto takes these things too far. It's not.
No, Daniel, I completely disagree with you, Daniel.
Because who determines what is loot and who determines who protects what is loot? It doesn't lie in the mouth of power to determine to the state of the republic or to Ghana what is loot. It doesn't lie in their mouth. That is why you must be careful when you're accusing people, because at this point you are alleging. Nothing has been proven by anybody or any court that anybody has looted anything. But you go on this alleged looting spree to damage people's reputation. And I think we should not countenance that from any public official or anybody seeking to occupy the highest office to be doing such things. You can leave that to some propagandist or some party who don't know their, to say left from right, but not somebody who is in a position of knowledge, a position to know better, a member of parliament, somebody who passes laws for all of us to obey. should know better and should apply the law. So
Nanaya,
I have no
Nanaya.
problem if you are so overzealous, you want to go and investigate and catch all the looter, go and get the evidence first and bring it to the court and prove it. And then after that, you can go on your spree and talk. But not when you are preliminary gathering stuff. We don't know the authenticity of what they are gathering. Nobody has proven anything. And then you go on this damaging of reputation. I don't think Kingsley, that's how.
Okay,
On a light note, on a very light note, Nanaya, Montia Simon Court. But on a more serious note, you people brought it. You people said we should go to court for everything. On a more serious note, Nanaya, you see, which is another reason why Ghana, we have to be serious. Okaya after President, is it under President Kufuor? The noise was made. Caught Jacob Bilamte's house, Oslawusu's house, in the Ghana Airways house.
I think it was taken to court by a black one and other people. Yes, the court ruled in favor of Jake.
Exactly, the same Ablakwa. See, so Nanaya, first time he just kept quiet, went to court, but you see.
No, he didn't go to court. There was a lot of media attention about it.
But no. I'm saying that he wasn't talking like this. The state
he was talking. That's why the matter went to court. He was talking.
Once he was in court, we went through. No, you see. So now the posturing is changing. The thing is this: sometimes we need to use common sense more so. And I am of the view that every property from 1992. There is no Ghanaian. I don't care whether it is MDC or MPP. Every property.
Debbie Kingsley, don't you understand the double standards here that is being questioned? Say, what's it more beyond Koji place a luxurious and Obia Koji property there you are questioning it, but all rented.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that
salary less than the affordable rate for airport hills. But all you are rented down or by Busawa without giving us further and better particulars, you are jumping to you have to ask your wife. But for the blood, your wife doing what the wife do. No, but the one people say he has been practicing for 30 years and he has made money. You know, why people say the money you know how they put resources together.
But you see, but
what are we changing the yardstick?
No, if you are one of the I don't think that one of the most common names is Freddie Blair in Ghana. So it could be different Freddie Blair. But on a more serious note, I think that the point here is government properties. And the issue has to do with loot. Look, there are Ghanaians who went to court because of damages, and courts have awarded them damages. And so I'm saying that let us not be angry. And when it comes to Ghana government properties, let us not be angry on behalf of anybody. There are too many criminals in Ghana. Let us not be angry on behalf of anybody. If NDC member has been accused, Jamahama, they said he will have a hotel in Dubai. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't say anything. He said, I'm here. Come and take me to court. If you think it is there. If you think that the person has said something that you are not happy about, go to court and make sure that the court makes the statement clear. Even under in opposition. Ibrahim Mahama got sentences. Even John Mahama himself got sentences in his favor. Even under the NPP government. So I'm saying that, look, don't let us. When it comes to crime, we need to name and shame consistently. Anas worked under President Kufuor, worked under Mills, and Akufo-Addo alone. One. After number 12, Asa, that was the Anas was quiet, and then court, sir, even to unveil himself to talk to our court. Why are we doing this to ourselves? This boy has been working for us, and we should all be happy about it as a country. But somehow, people are just being like as if you are an enemy of the state. If you don't have anything to hide, why are you worried? So I'm saying that let us not, you and I, I will not defend Mahama if they are talking about property. I will not defend NDC member when they're talking about property. No. I'm saying that let nobody defend these MPP people. Hey, then I weren't there when we saw Just Will forever, Achimota Forest, forever. Masa.
But that case is in court.
What's it?
It's in court.
Okay.
So
for the day, if you feel the slightest, you should go to court.
Well, court in there, but sometimes we should also be mindful of people's reputation. You know, sometimes they make it can't say be affected. Yeah, but court, you see, the wheels of justice grind slowly. That's what we are told. There's a legal mantra. Say, BBI court, I know I say any panini. By the time I court in Bevana, open case, 8 years, I think I say you're filing only prosecute. The idea you're opening
easily, sir. drop cases. Are we really interested in fighting corruption? Why didn't you let the whole process exhaust itself? You come and you cancel and you, is Mama not a clearing agent? Number two,
Okay.
is that how we should see this actions, Kingsley?
Now, Mahama did not clear anybody.
The Attorney General is dropping cases. Allow the court to exhaust them and let them.
No.
When you do the wrong thing, you go through the mill. Just like his child went through the mill, and after the court decides if you want to give them pardon, you have the presidential power, give it to them. But let people go through the process. That is how we hold everybody accountable in this country. This signal, for me, is bad signal.
Okay,
Before the NDC prosecute people and other government can issue process.
But evidence, if you also not age from the bar, also be our say. If you're too strong, it's also or discontinue.
Attorney General office or no more, they need to explain to us they talk.
Look, the Manila was
Attorney General officer because the Attorney General he works with the team. And that's I think they are political appointees. They are permanent staff in that office. On what reasonable basis were these charges made? Then they should be targeting to with the people of Ghana. Because they cannot play with our minds like this. They are supposed to do professional job. If there were no legitimate charges, why did you charge those people to in the first place? That is how we have to hold all of them.
And somebody also must be cited for causing financial loss. Because look how long we are going through the process. Prosecutors are wasting our time. The court's time. We've got back and forth proceeding.
If you and now you see it is not here that you do macho after 8 years. And I told you that now. I told you, sir, the NDC members that you proclaim they have. Look, you had every chance. Like now, think about it for a second. You are be a Ghanaian for a moment, okay? Think about it. That an NDP, you have to say Kenoforiata. Okay, you have to say Kenoforiata. If you are Kenoforiata, let's NDC take him to court today, okay? And for 8 good years, the case never came to an end, and the case kept dragging on. If you are a neutral, another government come to power, unless another MVP come to power. Somebody said, don't forget, no, you are not an MVP person, you are not an NDC person. If you are neutral, won't you think that there was no case?
Not necessarily.
No, I say I would think that there was an absolute no case, but you are forcing there to be a case. And you know, the state
but have you looked at the proceedings? Because that's the only way you can determine that there was no case.
I am saying that for
because the technicalities co-procedures,
I have also seen Attorney General trying to cook a case against Tuforsen and the MPP, and we have seen Attorney General cooking cases.
That's unfair comment. No, trying to cook a case.
What do you call talking to Jakpa on the phone and say that
you managed to talk to prosecution witnesses?
Why you tell the witness that go and lie that you are sick on the audio? Go and lie.
But you see, that audio was not turned into evidence for the court to determine that indeed he said go and lie. You see, all these things were played in the media, not in court.
If you not in court. If you again, so if
it has to be established before.
That is public
opinion there. We can establish a lot of facts.
We, the people of Ghana, we have established clearly that he said to Jakpa, and Jakpa said, go and lie that you are sick. And the guy said, I cannot do that. That the God that I worship, the person who I am, I cannot do that. You are cooking a story to tell a judge of competent jurisdiction.
The humanity of evidence to court. That's the main job of a prosecutor.
We have seen anyway. But the good news is that the people of Ghana are tired of the incompetence under the MPP, and they've decided that that is not the way for the country Ghana to go. And if the MPP government or if the people thought that these cases that are lingering for all of these years, Apuni was one of the first people that was arrested under the NDC. Even some of the people later on that they had to drive their cases, like Sedinam, Tabekuru, and all of those people. That was later, but the cases all ended. And you are holding on to this. So who should be going to court again on this matter?
Okay.
No, the case has come to an end, and the state have decided that the state dropped it. Not the NDC government of John Mahama. The John Mahama is not a clearing agent. No, it couldn't have been. Clearing agent is where you say institute investigation. And then you call the people and say to me that you are a good person, you are a great person. Like, no, you don't do that. That is clearing agent.
Okay. Kiss the moment that I'm not for some joining views on this issue. Jerry, Mr. Alexander, I'll talk as I'm not changing your camera and I'm so what's alternative halfway so we can't see you. Watch out. Jerry, good evening. But just before I go see obviously interjected Ken Dukes. Well, Ken Dukes, Mukroyan at least starting. I must say, Mama Kingsley Kasa, he's lying, and I'm not stopping him. Nipana, you have a question, almost interjecting, which is which. Yeah, you want loss idea, Juma. And you want when somebody is talking, the Obi Kasa may be a warning and a answer. Host, Juma is better. I say, no, this is the position of the law. Because you are some kind of wanting, but they want the law. So that's the position, that's the job of the host. Yes, your producers and bosses, any of you are guiding accordingly. I'm on nothing. Make me now. I did no money. Pana can answer. No man sending message. The matter the panel is lying. I'm allowed. No, it's supposed to be interactive. That's the nature of this program.
Yeah, Stefia, good evening.
Good evening.
Well, where the I'm from free, maybe I'm more calm about a black person before I come to my main topic. Say, questions are.
Hey, Alex, Danny, why you know we can't take you like this. What anyway, you know, make him the account.
Questions now, Fenyo Bisa, a black one about the rent and salary and all that stuff. Sometimes we may think, say, it's unnecessary. But when you go into a vetting, question be who out but it's helping the ordinary Ghanaian to know who actually is vetted to that office. Now,
hello, Vajay. Oh, Vajay, I come here, camera, no so, baby. Watch out. Michael, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sister Via.
Vajay,
I'm a patcho. Kingsley guy who's a day.
Oh, NDC.
Oh. So politician of a on year.
No, a senior politician. Why you go politics from 2000?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It can be it doesn't matter. I said the propaganda no is shifting away his credibility. Seriously. Oh, no, but the case of a kind of me who need team who need night. No, fast and back on like on propaganda, no, come straight to the point. Say NDC at the papa, a young people that are the bunny. What you say? This is how we are governing our country. Come and be very me first let me see very unnecessary. Because since 92, me won't be our converting now. Yeah, I'm approving that. What you say? But this current we know, and I mean who the real politicians they lie a lot. They lie to your citizen now. Master John, why? Just leave these politicians alone. John, Shasima Mokika, and this is for police, Mokika far. Baomian need then, and now by our black web Bissau about Ghana card. Once I know what technical totally different. But this is what to be cut Ghana for the Ghana card and financially. But now I say my black Ghana card. Compare Ghana card to passport now. Compare Ghana card to passport. But I say the same thing. But you about to say, it doesn't make no sense. Sam George, who flew Ningo, Accra, Ben Strati, I can say, yes, non declaba, MOB. No media house is to me back condemn Sam George, say, the oil as a honorable. Media house is lying. Election time, after election, Ghana. No media houses condemn this NDC people.
Police, media police.
Oh, I said no media house condemn these NDC people. But now MPP for Pejamuka Kano, the whole media house. Oh, MPP for. Did
they want parliament before say
yeah? Just NDC finance and there's more than this. When they have opposition.
No, NDC want to pay.
Oh, Sister Via, Martin the Parliament, Sabi, and Parliament. Media has been a condemn or Parliament. Media has been a condemn or Parliament. But maybe before Kamuka can one day.
Wait till I'm interjecting. I don't even know what to say because I don't. So is the issue about condemning and that because me also NDC a pejam kunya be our Parliament.
Dear FCC is here. You can't say me before the year Parliament. You can't say me before the year. Entire MPs no more. But they came in the house. They blame MPP people. Should I that MBP people say before the year we, but when the NDC people are misbehaving in the country, no, obey do money mo. I say you open no money.
That no misbehavior after elections now. I say him for the now.
Election after election. NDC for Pamu Konkofu office officer yaba. I'm Konkofu office. How
many? Now you know you are condemn me. You can't get now condemn me.
But maybe before Peter Mukakare, and before it was Sabon. Hey, Stephen, Mamma Kobe being called for Sir or Punukezi. And then the Mama on your way, and your colleague agent. Another time, she said, the past issue about the castle. Oh, me ba. Minister, Unson, she did demand another so a career agent. She did demand another so a career agent. And then, Opuni case, Attorney General under Mahama, ask Clamon say, Munya Bonin Munko. Tell the Mahama, the career agent. It can Mama say India, some of the Attorney General said, no, I said, my Mundi, near young who the two I was saying, no, Judge Bowen Claire or police on your bonny. One politicians. You do me, I do you. One politician. Then I can make mama politicians. I put up me dream politicians. Ghana politicians. You do me, I do you money more. You do me, I do money more. Do you go see you again here? June pa. Sister, if you me ba, me give you no. Is it true, sir? Lawrence, are you a fan of NDC?
Yeah, that's the fact.
Baby, I will be obey mama and NDC for yapa. Or no, as a founder of NDC, ya appointment, neba, yama neba appointment. Auntie Maroko can say, ah, papa, a founder of the party. Into your more appointment, I shall know. I'm NDC fan to me. Mama Timmy said, I share, Senator Yam. But in Sister Frank, because someone appointed the Senator. Now, fashion upon so your father is the father of the party. But do me more that showing you now. You also fight for the party. You also fight for the party. But now, Kofa radio so did the attempt disrespecting Penny4. Those are the one getting the appointment. What was that the Wakasa to open the bidder? What was that the Wakasa to open the bidder? Okay. As a tomorrow.
Your brother Michael, Mamina, what you ask them now? Can I turn away in the
Right. Now me say questions are Fenyo Bisa a black one. Very relevant, and it was good, and it was educating Yena yeti education. Then a beya say that will be beji position bia. We'll be able to scrutinize that person very well. Because ultimately metron catch him say o salary you say. A dance what you say. In some cases, sika ojeno any even here in America, so you check your assets. Near your income, near how you living your life. That's a leverage style. Sometimes they almost decline, almost for position because the public cannot trust you. Now, and we have one aspect, but near America had to in the defense of Okuja to a Black Hawk a crowd or say. Me papa can say maybe a choice. Ghanaian workers are magicians. And it's a fact because minimum teacher near or own cars and properties. Teacher new, I fear. Meaning police officer. I mean how much police for make it as a regular inspector now corporal and I say a sergeant, the salary. Also no, this man owns more than 4 or 5 taxis. Hey, Jumaman or Ghana. Omunya says can wait. Well, sit down the beer rent and so still out there buy them. You know, it Ghanaian workers, like everywhere, every corner there's corruption. If you can't call that tangent now, all I know is okay, you put that thing aside and let's focus on the position now. Is it competent? And I say, or what capacity and not capable to do the job? If yes, let him go. Near political differences wakami who has him repeated, yeah, Barbie showed. That is why Okujato, that is why Okujato, Oma, the lack as a first day, Oma in that interview, Oma Veteno, because Osha Sam George, the way I'm punishing Sam George now, he came well prepared. Or fire because you don't know what they were going to ask you. It's no that. Now, if you're call parliament, I didn't see your parliament. To me, I think that anyone who was involved should be arrested. Then the state you use their salary to pay for that table that was damaged. Why am I saying this? Last year, last year, during the election time, your water bodies are saying we have number of young guys are protesting. They only put stones to cover the streets. They were all arrested. Why? Because we're boom ras.
You fix the country there, no?
There be recent one, Galamsey. I think
stop. Yeah.
Boy, no activist that guy be young boy, be no any team rasta here.
Yeah.
Almost target class or NDC ni. Out to the stands of Kobu, Baumia billboard, and they cover swimming pool no National Cathedral. The guy was arrested. Okay. It is a Kobu just a obi signboard or the campaign as he action out to move for so many weeks. You'll be an account them. A punishing. How about obi onwa say government property in parliament? Speakers, warriors, tables, omabubuno. I say obi a yefre onumunyam for onumunyam ni honorable. Now now, what example are you setting for Ghana? Now all I know they say obaku say and obaku say ye. As a parliament, what is your duty in parliament? And your standing orders and it says when it gets to this point, what do? You vote. So let's cast a vote. Those who want us to continue, yeah. Those who don't want us to continue, don't know. Then after that, we count the numbers and see who wins. If the majority said no, we go for the no. There's no necessary say MPs go and vet somebody. No, you are disgraced. It was very embarrassing.
Yeah, it was
very, very embarrassing, and I was so disappointed on some of them, especially somebody like Anodompre. As a chief, a minority whip. Oh yeah, majority. We saw what you did. I'm not worried about Obano Kokas or Yesilino. But previous, Anodompre life previously, no, it doesn't speak well of him, and he needs to change his attitude. Because a more position no kutan, minority whoop or majority whooper. It's a great position. Meaning say, now conduct no what other parliamentarians and they followed you. It is the kind of leadership you want to lead the minority. And you're wrong. Obianya is saying the speaker don't have right to sanction them or suspend them. The speaker, Agban Babi, there's nobody who has experience in parliament than Agban Babi. Agban Osman Babi is the most experienced parliamentarian. Our war speakers is here or Boye. Why did Mama kept him? If Mama knows on Yadia, you could have let him go. The man is doing writing.
okay.
It's in the partisan, MPP, NDC, MPP nearby. They want to fight to make their party look good. NDC bad. They also want to talk about their party look good. Let's once, just for the first time, thinking like Ghanaians. This has been my campaign all this year. Let's reason and think like say a Ghana for partisan.
That's what because politics is not too much. Good evening, huh?
Good evening today.
Watch your camera, and I don't know what you can do. Yeah, you see that everybody is straight. Watch out there. So if you don't change it, we can't pick you. You know, because then it's a very confusing couple.
President Mama Ben, also how many days was before in the cabinet?
I think 14 days, right? That's what you said. Yeah.
It was a hypothetical question. Now, some time ago, I finished making the President Mama was actually doing thought appointment. Or the President Mama a thought appointment. I mean, Morocco doing I finished making
that's the report. 14 days.
I finished making the position is simply because he's just trying to defeat the purpose of President John Mahama. the 14 days of the cabinet. In any case, parliamentary procedures, I want to say there, before they even come to the floor, they have their own backdoor discussions and all that. There's one problem I've always had with Afinyo. Sensationalism no dorsal. They discuss something in chambers and then you come to the public and make it known. Say if MPs on the public won't come in public. But you cannot discuss something in chambers. It's not public in Abama Obiawe who it doesn't speak well. It's a sign of immaturity for me. Somebody might have their own opinion, but I think it's a sign of immaturity. In any case, it's a one press conference now. All the press conferences we're getting now. Today's target was at the clerk of the clerk of the committee. We don't do that. The clerk of the committee cannot just get up and do anything. Okay. We'll discuss on mention. Speaker, why then? Speaker is in charge of parliament. Waka as it nasa we who suspend 1 hour. Then the same MPs will come and say that the speaker has no right to suspend. Who has the right to suspend then? Who is the leader of parliament? And you guys obey or come up MP slipper. Is he not in charge of parliament? And you guys on common. It is a why that's why suspend Nkrofa. Why would somebody have an issue with it? Nkrofa or suspend one. Nipa 4. I know why MPP 4. 3. I know why NDC 4. 1. What does it tell you? So in this case, who are those fomenting trouble in parliament now? O panelist your Creole base CCA. He is actually on rocks in the film of Ponkutin. He's not mentioning silly friend then. I'm not don't play. He's not mentioning other people. And I saw Afinyo Makin's demeanor whilst he was doing the press conference. It shows actually on him that he's actually disappointed in himself, but he cannot come out. He has to place his base. We all know. I still insist, honestly. So Obikade is silly on your Robert. Another penalty so brofu incha so to brofa nka silimpo or your understatement. I mean I'm okay. I mean yeah, I mean I'm okay. Catching I mean I'm okay. On the mention, if you are less I will raise the issue there found an about our man position. If you are President Mahama is spokesperson.
But can't I comment? I'm a Ghanaian, can't I comment? Now the comment here.
Maybe some question. You see, the spokesperson.
I don't have to be the spokesperson to comment.
If it's a 4
we all comment.
Hold on, it's a 4-year mandate. Or a 4-year mandate. But no one start with the minister, sir. For after 6 months of bear reshuffle. For after 1 week go to my reshuffling. For they've not even approved them. So we cannot conclude. And you cannot tell me that he doesn't have a role that she is playing in parliament.
We haven't seen that role. It hasn't been announced.
And yes, and those
ministers,
so those rules, hold on, but those rules they don't have to be announced. Do you understand? And make you comment to be about one kasa offer. As one on boy position. I thought that was below the belt. On your boy position. He's a position. But ebia enyim as a cry or yet. It's a host. You are hosting Jasu, you are hosting your program. But after Jasu, I don't know what you do after. You get it? The fact that a host of Jasu doesn't mean that you don't have any other thing that you do. It could even be that our bigger appointment, bigger position, or bigger issue, or bigger things to do. Something which is even more bigger than the ministerial. So we cannot conclude.
But this one is a public office, and that's why it was announced. So once the any details has not been given to us, we will limit it to what Lord Comey was doing in that position. And by extension, we can estimate that he's doing the same thing because it's the same position of all crime. For the government, he can do today. McKinsey can. There's so much more he can do to fight crime, tech security, and all that for Ghana. Yeah.
But for all you know, he's even doing something behind the scenes. The government does not want the public to know, to cover it up. And so we cannot actually conclude on that.
But finally, we can't comment. We are free to comment. Because what we know is director of operation. So we can comment based on that revelation now. What I'm here there. This is his role. Because there are bigger things you can do, especially when you see the new junior okay, national security now, then you are like, oh, you could have done more to help government.
So what you that don't question and be so no be say akeke but the junior no every part the junior no national security no that okay. You see, there's some positions they wouldn't want to expose those who are actually working. That's what I feel. Mom can get that.
I know these things are possible, but that's why we also have a right to comment. That sometimes some of these people, some of the things can escape them. Your comment can shape them.
If I will comment because in the mobile my church room, no have a church room, I'm a church room, a commenter. I'm a pet and I'm more platform there, commenters. I will come challenge.
I know some of these things more than like Bablola to UN conference on terrorism and abade. So I know the contribution would certainly be more than what is officially determined. I'm also saying that sometimes, yes, we hear your comments now. You also are not in our heads. So you also don't know what we know. Sometimes the intelligence that we pay.
For me, I'm in your head. I'm in your head every time.
Because I could even be saying this because of what I have been told. Behind closed doors that you don't even know. So
don't worry. Finally, I'm one of those people who don't. I'm not an advocate there. People's say one financial status or what abano. If I may show the America in a way, and you'll be a Juma and you pay your G. You don't know how much the person takes.
Confidentiality.
That's it. But Ghana is the only country. Obi nyuri Juma. On pay no general. The major me ye. Juma me ye na maybe 100 cities. Why do be or Juma not 50 cities? On a corruption as an but in brain as an open. Say be assured that
you know that doesn't apply to public office holders. Them confidentiality or from public office holders. They are supposed to declare.
Make a semester. No fiba. Mama can I say a whole no fiba until say a minister upon us 10,000. Civil servant back at that the minister put I am so much day. You understand? We don't have that confidentiality. And the first today, it's a candidate in our point to under one brand by event, based on information was about committee, for me, before the honor and call will be some questions. Even if you're going to go out cry now, you need to let the person know ahead of time. If you are spending 3 hours, 4 hours, for me, it's neither here nor there. And then they'll do the comparison. In the past, did it help us? No. So if in the past it did not help us, why then do we want to continue from that same tangent? Sometimes, if we decide that we are going to vet 6 people, let's manage the time such a way that we'll be able to finish. So we'll manage one time a year. Concept here where parliament. It's simply because we waste time on one person. And see, other ones we need time. It's about time management. If you decide on 6 people, manage the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo, I'm going to be that piece. Alex, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Fia.
Yes, you.
My father so much.
You come and say how far. It's okay. You better find a first,
My father so much. I'm impressed. So I told Michio Bibia or na kakra me can say. So far, Ghana is as you first said, it's a third world country, and we are developing Ghana. We are moving forward. No, maybe I'll start from the appointment issue. No, see, no, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for because at this stage, na senior the whole world will be a Ghana for penny for cry is swinging. Yeah, wa and cry Ghana for a butcher war henny. So far. Okay, na look at the homo ye bimus so I don't know. So as if say we are in a classroom crana, you wanna or class one for bina. I don't know the word to describe that kind of behavior. So far and this should be I don't know. This is a first so far currently I'm saying BC Parliament, Emma in Yahoo. As I be see vetting committee, I say now, they should, as a matter of agency, they should put a stop to that. They should put a stop to that. It's not good. It's not good. Kuja took a cry, ya mechanism. Ghana de sabi the biasin is ikano okase o dwell into it obechia no aza kwa akochi even Mr. Meka otiko ko so krabia obechia sa kwa akochi mpanyifo ani kwa so chi wo kase ye dwell on ye pese no memo who are you to question someone? Certain questions view or your friend BB say open question and closed question. Normally, nimsa question by no I say obi kan Mr. Jerry kan is nina relevant. I was say you share na yina yisua, but to me kakra me hu ni say yan hwe okuja to na ebusa question na won't me question we want to me and are not to the public knowledge. I say a common sense na kasa krema. So media so far I don't know.
Vetting, is it not relevant?
It's no we can't stop the vetting, but okuja to yan ne bibi say you have
Why
been
would you to Quanipa Benin? I want one.
oh say me who be brave name kakra me pesa be so dwell on that
Hey,
no na me
Okuja to the
point
okay.
yeah nti okuja to say ohe okuja to abrakwadea
Raise
oh
your
yeah
voice, I don't know why you come and know. I don't know. Say, I don't know.
okay nti dia na me kan say okuja to abrakwadea ye kan sisi no normally no dia ko ene say
And say, well, you know, how? No, be some can just on your ready and now I'm no more because I got some person casa. I can just but you ain't.
Hello, good evening. No
Good
problem.
evening. Adam.
Yeah.
Now, my question,
Yeah.
but I know what's not why. Be stable, may movie camera, and also affecting for why it's not to be stable. Said them, Mr. Henson, not huh? Mr. Henson, but your customer.
That's it. I could attend the Abakada Ghana mentality. Sometimes, so people are digging the mama. I think that's what's going to happen because of people being paid. And in that case, I come here about for the one up from Piano, they will bring it down. See, I'm enjoying a politician, but most of Ghana, Yamana, the time I'm up wait by 2 times. I don't count that. Making the oil restoration. This is MPP operation. No sense why then, Baba. Into Onyada and Yamabed and Abasasa. But tell me, I'm okay. So Ghana, the North Korea, and Chawomo MPA, a bit in Nigeria also. I think you pray before you get there. Because mistake be a baby, I don't think that you get it free. And then Japan, whatever, mistake be a baby, I don't get it free. American hand for New Jersey, whatever happened. Will be a wire paying over so. I could jail for 11 years or so. And so in that case, Ghana equal in African countries, most of them know. One win them position now, but actually, I see questions no be about cars and Canada. It's not necessary. So I watch and then I wonder what's now cars are what to talk. Question will be said most of all film for Canada. Sika equal Akajaka, equal Akajaka. And such this what they have been doing over there for their own self.
What is that loan? Then you pay.
Na car loan you can give one citizens away, you doctors and nurses. What want your car loan? Or on for a moment.
Under the Walla banker.
In that case, they are working for the government. If you were a government, it's not easy. Hey, you want to talk? One need to be here. And in that case, what an easy or Ghana or at the same time, North Korea and other countries here. If you went the map on Tina or buy a solar and sound, or family will pay for them. Because mistake will be annoyed then. Will be given account. Until make a Ghana that make a mass and there. Accountability other age more Ghana. So accountability on age more Ghana there. I don't think the Ghana better now because this year what's the Biakota I say Wajibin was I say what are they going to do? So one to one if you're there. No one that's not about to me be and you keep on switching. I mean why am you there? Here welcome to Mono, Timmy America. You're not going to put here welcome to put oh yeah, me there. We still supporting these people. we still supporting them. Switching. Ibako, my party. My party. Abaka support support so better than the Colmocos. Trump also team. This is a Trump to Kofia. Then we see the BA so okay, I know. Ghana, no matter how it is. Into Makala better no come you have to go back. I would continue try the economy obey. He support MPP, he support NDC, he support MPP. This accountability behind him. He back there while Wakachi, he's a boss, while the way okay, each and the party, he's a agenda man, who there. Burkina Faso, I want to see our better than Dubai. Then you be run over there because says the automatic for 1 year to fee. You may be 1 year than FFP. In that case, if you're from Potomac, I don't blame them. No, MP for National Pugon, I don't blame them. But they ain't going to me assist you. You don't too much. You contribute to feel too much. You know, they my own if you're another one. What's that? But in a case, you are done. You are in a party, in a party, in a party. Instead, we keep on switching. I don't know how it's going to change. Accountability behind him. Into Mesbo Quiet.
Well, it's true. We must move beyond NDC and only MPP in Namibia. Nana, Bacho, good evening.
Good evening, Steph. Yeah, I'm from where a free Shapanso. We there me fa kwenya we so na mada mabo ayi or mampeni Mahama Baso. Say wetimi at ministerial position is about 60. Because all these years now me say no, Ghana is a small country to have like all these ministers with their deputies, like 3 or 4 deputies to only one minister, which was too much. At the end of the day, yes, can yes, I did show one. Obemobia V8, but gas but no, it was too much for a country like Ghana to go through all that. It is what made dinner some so now what team ministerial enough every President Dada Nanado dear Abba all the way to sister, I think say recommendable. Now measure say because after all these years I say NDC aye, MPP beye, MPP beye, NDC beye, sa preto so sa neko. And ye koso yes emwa ye obi emwa nchirima omo ye den. Omo ba nti no de me gidi se ade a omampani aye no esa abasobo wa ya de papa. And na ye fa the parliament for ye die. Eye nim gwa sem but the me de kakran say speaker etu ho anamon see yempo I say oye class prefect sometimes teacher ni wo but wona ultimate take initial punish obi ultimate cracker say like there are some simple punishment by the man for into on charge you with any criminal bia the all can say oba hadia waba me office because me na me boss wa ha into my suspended for 2 weeks na nyensa ne de ma MPP NDC na young go said the color ya medina chiba can say young go beyond MPP NDC no because eno ne Ghana ye fombo fe say oka say oh ma ban ai akonya so ntino oh she police station o DJ to basis mu o say on minor deal mema revi say yesika kakra na ye de ato no eno an ye besa tam esa de akoye nyema na waye dey wase no ntide bia no ye ko yenim baako ni akoye chi bebre sana ye ha adwene nti de bia meka say minya akwan tu kwan am say awrade ka me otumi anka me person ka Ghana ni bia me de at least be 6 months pen ko back ka adwene ne besesa
I see a penny point on my travel so adwene dey
I know now recon say on say ade na akoye say all pe position na say all pe then obi person winning next election you know I was say oye de nkrofo ne pe and Ghana the bia asma me catch me ma me say me free Asante Achim Konongo ya na me desere mo say hey Asante Achim Konongo for ma me for ne abahye bone sana Ghana for tie ye beso so a no akotum say twan ne ya say twan why dey etwa wada pa nti me sre say ye nyina ye me ani na ho and I like the fact say you know youth no so bowura politics I pray say omo me say old folks na omo de no 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 omo de youth no ejana omode ba no ombe hu se no me wan PPD me wan DCD but oman no hia me youth no ehu hia me ni empem ko ye ni ma enya ade a ebeboa ye nyina
Okay.
next if you last me from me kan Ghana airport omon fe bibinka extortion of money need too much me say me be true ho
I say announcement or they don't give anybody money, don't
omoboa
but only announcement or mum there. But people
announcement
still
omo
take
yo
only announcement
and me say omo busa ma eye afi de embarrassing like what checking me in. Oh, Busamiska, why should I give you money for checking me in? What Jimmy? My free immigration babaji. Maybe about 4 flights and so I be Busamiska. I'm like, yo, I didn't. I've missing mini be or say Sawara. Like, Samara say. Inti a idea I had in fact. And not have honors no on one penny so near what no on so on per so as because
and also
sometimes what the idea be fear.
the
Yes,
first 120 days.
yes, on your home because
clear nominations, they will be and also.
I know who here stuff yeah. Sometimes what the idea be fear I said fele say ye nyina ye bre na wo de onya kwan afiri mu nti kra so why bonus wo afiri mu kai da so nye kaketwa ade nso se bia wa onim sama bia mattress we tutugu ai fridge we tutugu ade an be tutugu ba enim se fie de ye offer ase bi wo ho ye nwa bi obetuma da so amana ye nti ne ye de ko nya se ye ko ye bibia na ye de ka bebre to so san so a ha adwene na me che obi bia nso ofie nso na isafia nso wa ya de bebre se won so
akwati so obi amfo so say mo musika obi busa sika ma no o kan den cry ma no
kwasi enye izo de bi obebusa na enim gwasi o de bi obayire wo no or attack on wagio even though one for so but ekoye some kind of as embarrassment be any asem bi a obetuma catch on ya de to avoid all that in internet say odane mano
yeah. But I public way ni mo you say mo bi entry nobody should pay anybody anything you know at least to some extent yes
yes nyame enche when this message kwenti e be hwe de besi de besi bi a message pre ha asaka
that's good that's good so they you know be me any other Alex Pacho your point you know
yo me can say
slow down so they don't know what you are saying people were bashing you know
the na mechanism and say bebre na kan fa ho or average about 95% and I can say normal CCO you know and tray and to kwasem na me meka is uncalled say because enkra no yesua empanyefo o parliament and the appointment committee vetting committee ya omoye the proceedings ni nyina no is published everywhere ofidi so as we make us say ekọ echi me sure even any pay any radios they are connected to that no intermediate in a nutshell for one day you make say it's uncalled we shouldn't continue doing that meaning say be bit me SCBM sana me one that is my mind but that be no o platform is so yeah na me champion course be say yeah president yeah the go so yeah normal ohwa relate kakrafa Trump hokra as a Trump administration or buy kakra say decision making na me person ka me hama o kakra in terms of political decision making no Africa yeah na ya catch kakra wo no ma bi no decision making in politics no oh yeah look at
to be fair to Mahama it's just 1 month he's not even 1 month too yes when he's 7th he's 1 month officially on 7th February.
He shouldn't forget, sir, before so no the one even 100 years or 120-day plan number.
120 days. But I think we should all calm down.
We are not that. No more, you know, a good, in the right direction. But you know, so yeah, constructive criticism, kakrana, a person, so. Appointment now, you know, say
be specific.
Initially, what I was saying is, I was say inclusive for Uniba. inclusive no or inclusive in appointment or say it's not strictly
Professor
this
Senior
is my landing with the person can say oh gusu a inclusive government no ba maybe cry me can say some no say oba me say any can say or pick it from other parties or whatever, but I think say the it's in the right direction. That is what I want to that I want to establish.
You
This is
always
the point I want to
prioritize
establish.
the improve for.
And you know be can Rollins Bay and yes, Rollins, but and I change also of fan. So Rollins, the founding father of the party. Now, if you knew Nimdia was specific for that, although when you're in a parliamentary position as a CEO occupy, so a dear baby, and I answer offer a certain position, mission and say, who see be a want to mean a day, and yet. Until one of the now will be cast a chinchana, young first position, man. I don't buy that idea. Say, was such chinchana or a founding father, but until I see a deal man. So, and also, and no, young fair.
Yeah, you have to walk through the, only last caller, but a time not to travel so but I think I'm going pressure and say, now I'm not taught to move fast,
Okay, saying in Fazan Common, so people also bet our then we control doing that.
But because we need to call I am out time extra, no.
How about Kakra me? How about someone brother Nekano? So Kakra mechanism see. How about the initially Ghana no creba copy yaton how about no? It's a fact. It's a fact.
BOT. Your friend build, operate, and transfer. President Kufan first one for key 2 container terminal waterman. Habo. Maybe a temagel, me a military report. I know everything about the port. President Kufan in Tabono Yenisika, Omudo Musica be expand the port no my. Now, see a gabet or moka back no. No more pretty port only at 2 moka. 20 years. 10 years. Ghana government.
So in common sense, in common sense, Rebecca say indirectly, ya ton kasa.
Yeah, bra. We academic person. Sometimes, you see a language. We should also be mindful. BOT, what passing title from one person to another. That is ton. But this is not ton. It's still government of Ghana property. And after it's still Ghana government of Ghana property.
So to what extent, looking at the number of years, it's almost getting to, I think, I don't know, 35 years to my best of knowledge.
30 years, 25 specifically.
So what are the implications on consumers, the final consumers? We should take all these things into consideration.
So, first one, wouldn't how many years the man brought to do BOT? Let's put it in context. It's not the first time I did terminal 3 in our port, no matter be. Yeah, be key 2 container terminal. Yeah, third one, key 3 container terminal. Let's find out before.
Now, yes, and caution to say wow, airports, they're not many Kitway can say, and real me and customer experience be. For 100 Ghana, you 100 Ghana niaje. It's not good. Oh, ya pointy, ya you say mrametana or na indijuma. Inti Ghana no na say we should put the Ghana first at heart. Rather than say, as you say, inti Joma fan say your president, I don't point to me ya did in a no crane or one yaka. I don't point to me yet to me for so has a way to a role to play. To be before a role to play on all these things. And you can create best say you know come na na de na me di twachire ba ko ne se this year our lighting system Ghana this year isevia me person aso last one here make I know
the topic because who's slow down because I'm 11 and your bosses here demand that them and they also check us near identity. But yeah, mama, back and forth. I maybe let's find out near the answer. Yeah, dear politics, but seriously, never be on my Showdown here ye answer. But there was a very because you area more time. I'm petty baby more time. Wednesday, you will come back to the immigration issues. Then Monday, now come back to the political issues. You know, any high life radio, more picky or US, my Kings Jersey radio, so US. You don't say, now that media or Belgium, ni France, you don't almost say, or more picky mine. And we got you as an FM, Blessed on you, any teams here that must now, Kotoko players, no, you're cool, your support I won't come once and patch on my post on Facebook. And then I make say we need justice. Fortunately, the police force are watching phobia. Because football now say bring back the love, and then football never yeah, more one go first kind of and Kotoko for that matter, this is our supporter. Yent na home yen where supporter second. Yet I bet I can be anywhere. Obeko Stadium, you know, yes, your football, yeah, the corruption good. So now that the love is coming back, no, yeah, what was supporters the second year, man, I catch him go stadium, Obeko. Me catch him cramming because me, basically after 9/11, I crash for stadium cramming, so I always try to leave the game before I ever shut up upon a match officially, and we can't continue like that. What you are saying, you know, yeah, careful, pa, said yeah, at the end, yana munina mas yakupon ya aduma. You better assume Monday. When Chris Ben, and Fifi Daniel, so now sending me a message. We are following it. Yama Obie in vain. Justice must be done to any human being. And yes, I got support when you see a Kumobia, I will match near your it just doesn't make sense. In fact, ambulance for no car musu on one fan contempt, we can sue them for negligence. Because and when somebody could have taken him to the hospital on time. So but I leave you with Asema Speaker and he made a very profound point.
Leaders from the various caucuses should take the consequential actions to continue with their leadership. But the Marshal is hereby directed to ensure the full enforcement of this suspension in accordance with the rules of the House. As Speaker, I reaffirm my commitment to restoring the dignity of this House. The people of Ghana deserve a parliament that exemplifies leadership, integrity, and discipline. Members must reflect deeply on their conduct and be reminded that they hold their seats in trust for the people.